Yo, it's your boy DZ, man. You already know it's not about the setback, it's about the get back. I want to appreciate everyone that's became a member, that subscribed to the channel, and that watches the channel. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live. I appreciate all of y'all that rock with me, and I hope y'all continue to rock with me. What's poppin', fam? Shout out to all y'all that be rocking with SBGB TV. You know, I appreciate y'all, man. Big facts. If you haven't smashed the like button already, hit that like button. You did? Yeah. And you know how we rocking, man. We going hard in the paint. You know, this is the platform where the people got a voice. You can call into the show and let us know how you feel about the topics. It ain't just about me talking. Y'all get to speak. See, that's what, separates us, man. We appreciate all of y'all that be supporting the channel. And that's a fact. Yeah. Hey, listen. It's a game. It's a dirty game out here. Straight up. You always got to understand that when people act like they want to be a part of something that you got to put that work in, they going to benefit. This is why they want to be a part of it. Now, Whack 100 act like Blueface is his nephew, brother, whatever he want to call it, right? He act like Blueface is his man's. He rock with him. But he got the hand all the way in Blueface pocket, going hard. And he on some foul shit, right? And I know by Blueface hearing what's going on right now, or the breakdown, and his mom and his dad, and when they really go back and analyze what's going on right now, they gonna understand that Wack been robbing the bull. Straight up. See, this is the game that Wack plays with these people, right? This why Wack don't got no artists. This why the only artist that Wack got is Blueface. Because people are hip to the game when you got people that want to be your manager and they want to be involved with your business, and they act like they rocking with you. They act like they doing something for you, right? They really taking advantage of you, right? Blueface went to college. But this is why, just because you go to college, that don't make you smart. That don't make you know what's going on and be able to comprehend in every aspect of life. These dudes be out here getting lit. They be drinking, smoking, and they really don't be paying attention. Blueface went and signed the contract with Wack without even reading the contract. He just signed the contract. Put me down. Let me get down. I need to get on, huh? Yeah, you gonna do this for me? You gonna do that for me? And he didn't even understand what he was signing. But the whole time, Wack 100 knew exactly what he was doing to the bull, right? You know, Wack tend to throw these people's name out there, right? That are established, like Birdman, QCP, and he do it quick. He'll throw one of their names out there quick. You know, we just heard him talking about he just signed somebody to QCP, and we all know QCP sold the label. So how you sign somebody to QCP and he just sold the label? We heard him say Blueface was signed to Cash Money West, right? Come to find out, Blueface is really signed to 100 ENT, and Wack 100 is the manager. So he got his hand in his pocket all the way, crushing that man's pocket. This what he doing to him, though. SBGB TV live calling show. What's happening? Who we talking to?
What's happening, man? This is the one, man. You know I've been rocking with you since day one.
What's good with you, bro?
So check it out, man. So I was watching some academic stuff and some other stuff, right? And Blueface said when he started the contract at Wack's house, he asked his wife, "If your son was to sign this, would you let him?"
And he said, and she told him do it.
And she told him, yeah. And the fool did it. Then it's another clip going around where Blueface is on the Breakfast Club, and they said, "So who you signed to?" He said, "Well, I think a Cash Money West and 100 ENT." And this is how Ack got him. This is why it's really getting real. I like when you came on. I said I can't wait to call. Ack went through his records that came out and who they were getting paid by and to see if he was really double dipping. So there's 100 ENTs on there for his records.
Yeah.
And then Fifth Amendment. Now, only reason why we know about Fifth Amendment because when he tried to bail out Keefe D, Fifth Amendment was one of the ones where he was like, "Oh, that's my business rule, this, that, and the third." So if Blueface look at this logically, bro, there's nowhere in the world that he can't tell himself, "Damn, this dude been robbing me the whole time."
The dude is robbing him through the label, through the manager, and he's just like taking a big percentage of his money. That's why he's so cocky now that Blueface home.
Same reason why he said where the paperwork at, knowing that he had 137, because he know he'll never have no paperwork.
Bingo.
Same reason. So the thing is, like you said all the time, he plays elementary games with elementary people and get away with it. But people that's thinking on another level, you's a clown, dog.
Facts.
You's a whole clown, bro. I just listened to this one thing where he degraded this woman. I mean, from top to bottom, and the men sitting around cheering, and the women ganging up on the woman. I'm like, wow, I can't stand for grown folks to just be blind, bro.
Yeah.
How you like? What are you showing your kids? I hope these people don't have babies, bro.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But I just wanted to drop them jewels off to you, bro. I'm at work all night, so I'm gonna sit back and watch you do your thing, man. But yeah, I just had to come in and say what I had to say, bro.
Hey, listen, man, I appreciate it, man. We gonna run that academics clip in a minute. You know, we gonna rap with the people and let the people vibe with the show. But we gonna run that content so we can go over it together. Definitely.
All time, man. Shout town out, babe.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yo, smash that like button and hit the subscribe button, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. Facts. Blueface thought that Wack was his homie. And this is how Wack get all the people that he deal with. He come like he rock with you. He doing you a favor. But he ain't doing Blueface no favor. It's only to line his pockets. Straight up. He don't care about Blueface, getting up there and being up there on another level. All he care about is getting his percentage. Wack is a middleman. He's a percentage guy, right? And when Blueface was in jail, Nobody was doing no business with Wack so that he can get the percentages out of their hustle. Now that Blueface is out of jail, Wack then got cocky to a whole nother level because Blueface is running around, he getting attention, and Wack is getting the percentage off of everything that Blueface is doing. He getting the percentage off the reality shows, the music, whatever Blueface do, it gotta go through Wack first. Blueface literally, honestly, can do everything himself. And I know right now that this information is all out there. Blueface gotta be feeling like a goofy. You let the ball play you and act like he helping you, but all he doing is taking from you. It's like robbing a joker with no gun. And Wack got online and told everybody that Blueface wasn't signed to his label. Nah, I'm just the manager. Yeah, I let him get all his money. If you pay attention to everything that Wack say, it's all manipulation to make you think something that it's not. It ain't the truth. He telling the people that, no, I don't take this from Blueface, but in reality, he taking it from him. Right now, Blueface is pissed about this. I guarantee you. And when he realized how much money Wack is taking from him, it's going to hit different. Wack is taking a major portion. And when you pay attention that Wack got the label and the management, he's getting more money off of Blueface than Blueface is getting off his own self. Now that's ill. For you to go out here and grind for a guy with no talent to really take majority of your paper while you get a percentage. So it's like Wack done manipulated Blueface so Blueface can get a percentage of his own career. This is why people ain't going out here signing to these labels. Wack got all his eggs in the basket of dealing with Blueface. They all in that basket. This is why when Blueface was locked up, you can see he wouldn't mind going to do these podcasts for a little bit of money. Because he needed the money. You see when Blueface get out, how cocky did Wack get? Straight up. Wack start getting cocky. Like, man, I don't need this. He start talking to Adam different. Now you want to go at this person and that person and ain't nobody big as you, and because he gonna start making some money again off of Blueface. But while Blueface was in jail, Wack wasn't getting no paper like that. We already know the streaming don't pay like that. This is why Wack got Blueface signed all the way to him. So every deal that come through, it gotta go through 100 ENT, right? And it gotta go through Wack as the manager. So of course, he gonna double dip on both sides of the situation. The manager getting paid and the company getting paid. Now, Wack acting like the company is separate than him, right? But we know Wack is the owner of 100 ENT. But if you let Wack tell it, the company is separated from him, so he acting like I ain't got nothing to do with it, right? But if you look it up, which we gonna see and we gonna check it out together, it'll tell you that Wack The 100 ENT got control of Blueface. All the money that Blueface is making is going to 100 ENT first. When he was signed to Cash Money West, it was all going to Cash Money West. They'll take their cut. It go to 100 ENT. They'll take their cut. Whack 100. The manager take his cut, and then Blueface get a cut. So you out here putting full court press in for other people. This is why you gotta watch who you associate yourself with. And I'm just keeping it a buck. Appreciate that super chat. Highway Runner. Blueface is the first artist in history signed to a 720 deal. God damn. This why, you know, Blueface ain't really concerned about the music now. Yeah, he ain't concerned about it. He can't travel and do the shows. They got him secluded straight to the area he's in. So he like, man, I'm going to start streaming. But trust and believe this, right? Wack going to get a cut out the streaming too. Everything got to go through 100 ENT. Now, if Blueface try to get cocky, right? Which I already know he gonna get cocky, because once you start realizing that Wack is making way more money off of you than you, this shit gonna hit different. That shit there, it hit different. When you sit back and say, damn, you ain't even doing nothing, bro. And you making more money off of me than me, and all you do is sit on Clubhouse and snitching, that person snitching, and all you do is a whole bunch of goofy shit, and I'm out here really having to be involved, and I'm here, there, and you making more money off of me than me, as if you putting this work in, and you can't even get me signed to a major label. Oh, it's gonna hit different. Blueface about to snap. We about to see it, because it's gonna be so much pressure coming from the people, his fans. They all gonna be saying the same exact thing. Like, yo, how you letting Wack take advantage of you, bro? You better go read your contract. And if his mom, Carlissa, with her big mouth, because she got everything else to say, big mouth broad, if she go look at the contract, and instead of worrying about being involved with Blueface and all his girls, because we already know, right? She's so focused on Blueface and the girls he's dealing with. But you got Wack 100 putting the thing to him and taking his paper, and you ain't review the contract? See, she's concerned with the wrong thing. How, as you being his mom, you so worried about a woman taken from your son, but you ain't worried about the man that's robbing your son, that's taking all this paper from your son? This is the mind frame of people, though, right? And I know Carlissa gotta look like a fool. You keep acting like you so involved with the women taking advantage of your son. You got Wack over there like this. You got Wack literally over there like this, right? Robbing your son. Straight stick up. You focused on the wrong people. It ain't the women you should be worried about, because Blueface playing the game with them. He playing the game. he doing his content and enjoying what he doing with the women. He like what he doing, disrespecting the women. But Whack 100 disrespecting Blueface. Straight up, playing him. And Blueface gotta be upset about this. This supposed to be your man. The same nigga that wouldn't even send you no money for commissary. The same nigga that ain't do nothing for you while you was in jail. The same nigga that say you his nephew and he gonna look out for you. But if you really look into it, he taking right from you. He taking from you and everything you trying to build for yourself, and he don't even care. Whack don't care. See, the crazy thing is, right? This is how snakes get exposed, right? Whack 100 used academics to put out all of his dirty work. And we know this for a fact. Whack used academics to put everything dirty he wanted to put out there. When he wanted to put it out on T Grizzly, we all knew it was a lie. So he used Act to put all the dirty work out, right? In the same platform that you use to put all your dirty work out, expose your real dirty work. With your one and only artist, academics exposes all your dirty work. Put it all on the line. Yo, Blueface, this is what's really happening. Huh? Oh, you want to come at me? You want to talk slick about me? Oh, I know what's really going on. Your manager got you signed to him and the label. He robbing you. Let's talk about that. See, this is why you can't get into it with people that really got some type of intelligence and you think you getting over. Now, I know academics always be playing dumb with Whack. I know it because he get paid off the content. He making bands off Whack lying and talking stupid. But now we know that with other people, we know he's scared of Whack now, right? But with other people, academics, he gotta respond at them because he feel like he ain't letting no rapper act like they bigger than him. We see Act say this shit all the time. I ain't letting none of you rappers think y'all bigger than me. Y'all ain't bigger than me, right? And the way that he broke down and exposed how Blueface is getting handled, Blueface can't get cocky to act no more. How you gonna get cocky to a nigga when a nigga tell you straight up, nigga, you getting robbed, nigga? How you gonna talk slick to me and you getting robbed, nigga? You should be focused on your paper. You can't raise up on me and you out here getting robbed, nigga. That don't even sound right. You raising up on me and niggas is out here robbing you? And the nigga that's acting like he your friend? Like, let's be real. I appreciate that membership, Amanda. Appreciate you, baby. Like, real shit, though. Just keeping it a buck. Blueface can't get cocky to academics after he broke this down. The only person you can be mad at is Whack 100. That's it. And I know right now, when Blueface goes sit back and really look into this, if he hires a lawyer to get the lawyer to really look into what Whack is doing, he gonna be shocked. And this is what happens when a nigga gets smart, right? After somebody let him know and they do an audit. Because all Blueface gotta do is an audit on the situation. Straight up. All he gotta do is audit it. But I'm sure Blueface don't know nothing about that, right? You know, the famous Crip, all he know is, man, I'm going run through these bras and on the dead homies. You need to do an audit on WAC 100 and 100 ENT to see where the money been going, Blueface. Huh? And I'm giving you free game. You need to do an audit on 100 ENT and your manager to see where has your money been going. And if you do an audit, I guarantee you're going to see that 100 ENT been getting paid and WAC been getting paid, and then you've been getting a percentage. But I guarantee you, he ain't know that. Carlos is so worried about telling him about this girl, Nevaeh, you at the club, you doing the wrong thing as a mom, baby girl. You should be worried about the business and not what girl he's sleeping with to try to protect him from the woman. You trying to protect him from all the women that he's dealing with, but the person you supposed to be protecting him from is the snake that slid right under your noses. That's taking advantage of everything that he's trying to put together. WAC is a selfish individual. And his main man now, Academics, let's just be real, because Academics is his guy, right? He said that's his brother. Now this thing went out there, and we know that WAC responded to Academics and tried to clown him like he ain't know what he was talking about. We know. He tried to act like, oh, Academics don't know what he talking about. Academics came back, and we gonna get into that in a second, right? Academics came back literally and said, oh yeah, I signed people to my label already. What are you talking about? I done business and signed artists already. How you gonna act like I don't know nothing? Maybe you might know more, but let's just be real. WAC knows how to scam artists. Let's keep it a buck. WAC has figured out the business practices how to scam artists. That's all he figured out. Now, we know Academics, college dude, right? Then came into the internet space, and he had to take a couple bumps to figure out his position and how he gonna do what he do. He understands the artist contracts. This is why he be going at all the rappers the way he do, because he understands their contracts and what they're being paid. He understands that artists are being taken advantage of. The labels are manipulating them, taking advantage of them. So he's putting it out there. You can't talk slick to me because your boss is taking advantage of you the same exact way that WAC is taking advantage of Blueface. I guarantee you right now, Blueface is thinking. He probably ain't say too much to WAC, but I know he mad at WAC right now because it's circulating all around the internet about how WAC is robbing him. And when he go back and look at it and he look up his music, he'll see 100 ENT. Now, WAC told everybody when he was on No Jumper this past weekend that Blueface wasn't signed to 100 ENT. Y'all remember that? WAC went on No Jumper this weekend, this last week. He go on there Thursday and drop Sunday. And what he say? Man, Blueface, nah, he ain't signed to 100 ENT. He was signed to Cash Money West. And then he get on his cocky talk, right? As if when you doing real business, that people can't literally go look it up. When you doing real business, anybody can go type it up and look it up. It's public information. But this is what Wack thinks that nobody can understand. But he's always lying with business. So no, can't nobody go look up the diaper company in Congo. Can't nobody look at it in Sierra Leone. Can't nobody see the diaper company all the way over in another country in Africa, another continent. Can't nobody see nothing about the diaper company. So he can tell you he got all this business in these other continents and countries, and you ain't gonna really look up and see what's going on. But if you pay attention, right, when you doing business in the United States of America, anybody can go look your shit up. This is how America operates. America is different than these other countries. Whereas though you can lie over here and manipulate and act like you got something going on. Any business you got going on in America, somebody can go look it up and find who owns the business. Where is the business located? These are laws. These are federal laws that exist. Now, we all know Wack is a 137 informant. But you can't play that game with the civil like you play with the criminal. They want to get criminal convictions in the federal system, in the government. You can't play that game with the civil shit. You can't play that game with the business shit. You can't manipulate the world and act like, oh, no, this ain't it. And then somebody go type it up and look it up and they see for themselves, well, damn, Wack just said that Blueface wasn't signed to 100 ENT, but it says right here that he signed to 100 ENT. So we're not supposed to believe the facts was shown as public record. Now, let's just be real. These companies that are doing business, when they put information on these sites, they're not jeopardizing their business as a federal crime for Wack 100. They're not going to do it. So if Wack say, don't put 100 ENT on there because he don't want nobody to know about 100 ENT being in control of Blueface as the record label, right? Don't put it on. They're not going to do that. When you sign up and you register your company with these different labels, they want all the information. They're not taking partial information. They want your real name. They want the company. They want the corporation information, the location. They want all business. So the shit that Wack get on the internet when he lie on Vlad and he lie on No Jumper, that shit don't work everywhere when somebody want to fact check real business. And I don't even understand for real how Wack thought he was gonna go on a platform and say that Blueface wasn't signed to 100 ENT when he's told the world this before. When he let the world know that Blueface was signed to his label, yeah, that's my artist. Like, come on. It is public information, and then you went and talked slick about Act. So I know now Wack is about to start campaigning on academics about the little boy. Because he already threw that out there. You don't want me to start talking about the little boy. Now that academics doubled down, right? And he tried to do it in a soft manner, if we being real. He tried. He tried to do it in a soft manner, but he went to the facts. And he pointed out the facts. So now it made Wack 100 look like he always looks, like a liar. Straight up. It made him look like he always looked. Oh, you a liar. You said Blueface wasn't signed to 100 ENT. It says it right here. What you mean? Hold up. No, Cash Money West is not on there no more because Cash Money West dropped you, Wack. You telling everybody Cash Money, Birdman, the budget. Birdman don't got no budget for you. And I've been telling y'all, Birdman is dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars. He knows Wack 100 is a fuck up. And this is what people got to understand. If I give you a shot and I'm out here dealing with real business, now Wack can go on Clubhouse and talk to the people that don't got no common sense or knowledge about real business. And they going, yes, 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 Wack. You go over here and do some real business. Birdman now. Straight up. It's Birdman now. Birdman been in the business for 30 years. In the business since the 90s. When Wack 100 was in a juvenile facility somewhere, locked up, acting like, you know, he was locked up for all this crazy shit. Birdman had a label. Birdman got a 90-10 split with the label. Literally. Birdman got a 90-10 split with the label. He been doing business since the 90s. Straight up. He knows everything about the music industry. So he took the Wack because Wack does what he does to everybody, manipulate people like he's this big guru, right? Like he's this big guru and he knows all this shit. So he said, all right, I'm going to give you a shot with Cash Money West. Wack got duties to do for the FBI. He can't focus on no record label. He got duties to do. That nigga can't put his attention on Blueface's career. He got to line people up. He has to do federal investigations. So he can't lock in on his artists. He got to do federal investigations. Come on now. So Birdman give him a shot and say, here, I'm going to let you get Cash Money West through Cash Money on me. Let's get it. Let's get this paper. You know what happened with Wack? He too focused on lining people up with the FBI. He's too focused on lining people up with the feds. He can't dial in on the business. So what did he do? He fumbled the record label. And I'm going to tell you, this is just real rap. People that are doing real business, they're not giving you opportunity after opportunity after you mess up the business. They don't want nothing to do with you. They don't want to be a part of you. I'm not going to keep taking a risk and losing money by dealing with you. And all you talking about is here, I got my hand out. It lets you know that Wack don't have what he say he had. Wack tell everybody he got $200 million deals. Wack don't got no $200 million deal for nothing. Nowhere. At all. He's never had a deal like that in his entire life. He hears other people that are real business execs talk about how they got hundreds of millions of dollars of deal, and all he do is act like he got it. And we see that up with anything he doing. He see these people that really got hundreds of millions of dollars, and being as though that he knows who these people are and he's spoken to these people before, and people know that he's been in contact with these people, he act like he's doing the same thing. And this is something that people got to pay attention to. Because we know, yeah, you know Birdman. Yeah, you know QCP. Yeah, you know Kanye West. You know that they're doing hundreds of millions of dollars a deal. So you act like, all right, I can say I'm doing hundreds of millions of dollars deals too. But they don't exist. Nowhere. He doesn't have any deals like this. And when he got with Birdman, and Birdman seen that, oh, you really can't run a label. I'm giving you the opportunity to run a label that's already well established with a name that's global. Ain't no 100 ENT shit. This Cash Money. Hold up. We know how many artists that came through Cash Money on a whole nother level. On a whole nother level. Hundreds of $1 million people. Straight up. Nicki, Drake, Wayne, and a lot more came through with hundreds of millions of dollars. The label's already established. People know about Cash Money. So when you talking about Cash Money, you already stamped. Wack had a label thrown to him, stamped, and he didn't know what to do with it. So you mean to tell me you think Birdman gonna take another shot with this nigga? Huh? Now I'ma just tell this nigga, yeah, I got you. Go ahead. Phone with Ack, right? Because he got Wack to call Ack, because he know Ack and Wack rock with each other, but he need Ack to do business with him. He get Wack to call Ack. First thing Wack on there doing, yeah, you should do this, you should do that. Nobody's listening to you, Wack. Academics got way more paper than Wack. Birdman got way more paper than Wack. We're not listening to you, bro. You sitting on this three-way call, but we're not listening to you. You don't know how to do business. Just be real. Do you see Birdman or academics dialoguing with people like the Clubhouse people? No. Because people that got real business and real money, they don't have time for that. That's not their game. They're doing real business with real individuals. But you got Wack portraying to be this big, solid businessman, but you're doing conversations with people that don't have any business. Nobody has a company on Clubhouse doing anything. But these are the people that are stroking your ego that you get to manipulate, and they just yes man you and believe you. So it strokes your ego. It makes you feel like a real boss. But Birdman had already dealt with you and seen how you do when you get put in position. He see it. Man, with no nigga, and I done gave you the key to my label and let you branch off and get busy, and you don't know what to do. Wack does not know what to do with the music business. He hung around Suge Knight and Big U. He got his game off of extortion with contracts. That shit is over. Everybody's not going for that. You might buck up on a sucker, and that's what happened with Blueface. He bucked up on a sucker. Game was dealing with him. He had a sucker. Game came to his senses. Man, I got to get away from this nigga. After he was a sucker for Wack. Then he come to his senses. Man, this nigga tearing me up. I'm going down with this nigga. I ain't elevating. So of course, you got to understand that niggas is going to not deal with him. When Wack's name is spoke about in the industry, everybody speaks about Wack as a dirtbag. And this is what people got to understand. When Wack's name is spoke about in the music business, he spoke about as a dirtbag. Don't nobody want to care about who you know. They know that your business practices aren't right. These people that are in the music business, they are getting rich. They're not going to associate with people that are not fueling their brain. This is why a lot of the jokers cut whack off. Yeah, they know him. And I'm going to tell you something about the industry, right? When people know you in the industry, when they see you, they'll speak to you. When they get away from you, they don't answer the phone for you. When they out there at them events, if they see you, it's, hey, what's up? How you doing? How you been? Yeah, give me your number. Okay. And then when they leave, you try to call them, they never answer. Yeah, I gave you the number, but I ain't got to pick up the phone for you. This is how they do whack. He got the number, but when they need whack to contact something or they need whack to do some old groundwork, they'll get him on the phone. All right, that's it. They're not rocking with whack like that. And this is what people got to understand. Birdman gave whack an opportunity and whack didn't know what to do with it. Because if he did, Cash Money West would be the biggest thing out there. Straight up. All the artists would be in position. See, whack is too greedy though. He too greedy. He won 30% from everybody. If he was a smart businessman, he would have took a less percentage from everybody to bring everybody on his squad. But that's why I'm telling you, these niggas is greedy. They only worried about one sale. If I get the biggest sale, then I'm doing something. Smart individuals, they gonna take the percentage that they know is gonna draw to other people. Yeah, I got you. Here. I'm gonna do this for you. Here. Some people you might gotta give out a little so that you can draw the other people in. Straight up. Sometimes you gotta, all right, I'm gonna get this person 7% just so he can attract the other people. Now you might get somebody for 15, 20%. I'm gonna get this person 8%, 6%. But whack, he's so stuck at a 30%. Everything gotta be 30%. This why he only gets the crumbs. People start thinking, man, I'm not giving this dude 30%. Who is he? Now I gotta give him 30%, and then I gotta give 50% to the real major label? Hold up. Then I gotta pay the manager 10, 15%. So I'm working for 5%? Oh, hell no. I'm working for 5%? But this is what happens. Because the major label, they gonna want 50%. They not doing you no favor. They want to eat. Then you got whack coming over there acting like he a major. He want to down there take all your shit. This is what's happening with Blueface right now. So I know right now Blueface is mad listening to this shit. When you really think about it, when you really analyze it, this supposed to be my guy. Whack supposed to be my man. And then I guarantee you, right? When you start thinking about shit like this and you thinking about how whack taking advantage of you, right? You start thinking about, man, this nigga ain't do nothing for me in jail. He ain't look out for me. He wasn't even there for me. He ain't look out for nobody that was around me. All he did was take from me. It start registering different. And what's going to happen, right? Being as though that academics put it out there and broke it down the way he did, the same person that gave whack the opportunity to run his narratives through is going to be the same person that get the people looking at him different, that get Blueface to not want to rock with him, to get the people to understand, because he did it on his platform now. You know how whack talk about he got the biggest platform for the hip hop. So now, when people start saying, yo, go check Ack out, you can see how Wack's business practice is as a manager. He gonna take advantage of you. You don't want to sign with Wack. It's gonna be the same person that gave you the opportunity to spin your narratives about everybody and lie about them is the same person that's going to destroy your image as a businessman, as a label, as a manager. The same exact person. They say you reap what you sow. You know, he say Ack is his brother, right? This what he say. Ack is my brother. So of course, the same brother that you was praising, that you was excited about, man, I'm gonna lie on T Grizzly. Yeah, I got the work and I got this and that. Is the same person. Now it's stamped. Because it's always stamped now. Now it's stamped. And you know what Ack did that I like, though, I can't even lie. That he ain't rush and respond to Wack. Because he knew the facts. That's what was ill. Wack went on No Jumper and said, academics, man, you got 13 hours. You got 13 hours to respond, right? Academics didn't rush. He ain't even worry about that. When he responded, he came back with the hammer. Boom. And he crushed it. He came back with the hammer and he crushed all Wack's BS because he showed the facts. This is the facts right here. What are you talking about? You saying that Blueface ain't signed the ENT, 100 ENT, it says it right here. Now you can go on the internet and say whatever you want, but this is what the documents are saying. This is supposed to be his brother though. This is man's. Nah, academics ain't his man's. Academics was just using it. Just how Vlad is. Now, No Jumper, Adam, he got a little too close to Wack. And let's be real, academics and Vlad don't allow Wack to get that close to them. And I just gotta be real. They don't have no contract with Wack like that. They use them for content and they're making a bag off of the goofball. Straight up. They're making a bag off the goofball. They know he's a goofy. They know he's a capper. They know he don't got the money like he say. Come on now. Wack done went on the platform of No Jumper and then went on the platform of Vlad and said he got a tape on Nipsey. Then come out and say, oh, nah, he ain't do no gay shit. What was it then? You said, Vlad, let's bet 5 million. When you don't got 5 million to bet. You wanted it to sound good. But you was capping. And you capped so much that you embarrassing yourself now. And now your artist is looking at you crazy. Straight up. Your artist is looking at you like, damn, homie, I trusted you. He went and signed the contract without reading it off of word of mouth. And it was the worst contract that ever existed. You signed to 100 ENT and Wack as a manager. But this is the game that these niggas is playing. This is why the ones that are smart and understand to stay away from people like Wack, they stay out of that situation. The ones that deal with Wack, they always fail. Like I told Wack, you're not games manager. Game had to take L's to understand to get away from Wack. He had to take L's. Wack was talking that shit to Game. Game paper was up. So he gave Wack some paper like, yo, all right, come on. You talking like you about that. You like that, and you on your shit. You made it sound good. Wack is a talker when it comes to business. He knows how to explain the lie and manipulate you. He does that well. That's his whole game, to explain lies and manipulate you. So this is what he did to Game. He did it to Ray J. He does it to Blueface. And Blueface is going to wake up now, right? Because it's everywhere. Everybody talking about it now. Blueface is going to wake up and he's going to be forever mad at Wack. You was robbing me the whole time, homie. You told me you was with me. But in all actuality, you was robbing me. You acting like you helping my career, but you taking from my family, bro. But you acting like you helping me. But you taking from my family. When it start registering, we gonna see eventually Blueface and Wack is going to fall out on a whole nother level. We all know how it comes with money, friendship, and business. It always brings a division when you got a snake in the room. When you got money and you got a snake in the room, it's gonna bring division. This is a fact. Now we gonna see Blueface start understanding, because all he gotta do now is an audit on 100 ENT. And once he sees that 100 ENT is taking the money and Wack is getting paid as well, that shit gonna hit different. Blueface probably only getting 10-15% of the money. Straight up. Blueface is probably only getting 10-15% of the money. Something crazy out of his career. And now that he's no longer with Cash Money West, I guarantee you that Wack 100 has took whatever Cash Money West was getting and put that to 100 ENT. I guarantee you that. It ain't like Wack gonna say, all right, we not signed to a major no more. I'm gonna give you the percentage back of the major. No. See, what the label like Wack does is they go and sign Blueface to a deal and then lock him into a percentage and then go negotiate it to a major. Now, if he can't get it to a major, he's gonna keep all the percentage. This is why Wack is so happy right now, and he acting like he doing all this business, because he's getting majority of Blueface's money. Straight up, he can sit on Clubhouse all day long. This is why Wack is at the reality show like, oh yeah, my reality show. Because he's making more money off the show than Blueface. Now that's wild. This supposed to be your man. So of course, Wack gonna show up at all the reality shows and he like this. Yeah, like this, just chilling. He got R&B getting money off of Blueface. Everybody's making money off of Blueface. And Blueface ain't even making as much money as they are. Wack then took and put his woman in position to make money off of his artists. And I guarantee you he's saying Blueface don't know what's going on. Manipulate Blueface and say, we gonna need a nurse We gonna need R&B there. Let's pay R&B to be there. It's coming out of Blueface's money. Blueface don't understand it though. He just think, well, Wack putting it together. We heard how when he went up there and dealt with the podcast, Bootleg Kev, Blueface didn't know nothing. Yeah, it's just me and Wack. So you ain't signed to a major yet? Nah, it's just me and Wack. So what do you think Wack is doing? You don't even have no idea what Wack is doing with your paper. He pocketed it. This is why Wack's so happy that Blueface home. Because he already knew what type of deal he had Blueface locked in. He knew where he had him at. Facts. So it wasn't like, I ain't got nothing to worry about. Blueface come home, I'ma light it up for him. I'ma tell this person to get him, that person to interview him, all these people, light it up, and I'ma get a percentage out of everything. When them podcasts want to interview Blueface, they got to talk to Wack first. They got to pay Wack first. Blueface is definitely going to pick up on this one. Straight up, because you done win that act. Now you done got the beefing with act. And we know that Blueface is going to look for academics' response. Now when he go point it out, well, damn, go look your shit up on Spotify. Check it out. Oh, man, my shit say under 100 ENT. Huh? Oh, Wack said I wasn't under 100 ENT. This the type of business Wack do. This is why people don't want to do business with Wack. Wack talk about all these contracts. Dosh Network was supposed to be a contract. Nothing there. All these contracts that Wack be talking about he has, he don't have them. They be like fairy tale contracts. So what he does is he manipulates people with the fairy tale contracts to get certain people under the gun. Locked in. Now he did it to 607 Onk. And I thought 607 Onk was smarter than that. I knew he was playing goofy, right? But I really thought 607 Onk was smarter than that, bro. And this is a fact. When I used to hear 607 Onk, and then y'all know I done interviewed him, I'm like, 607 Onk smarter than that. But now I see he's not. You done got manipulated by Wack 100 to sign a contract. And we all know how Wack's contracts are. They're slave contracts. They're robbery contracts. They're contracts where it's money going here, 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 and then you get a percentage. How am I going to be putting all the work in and I sign to you and I'm just getting a percentage and you making more money than me off of me? That shit don't even add up. So a person that sits and argues with everybody on Clubhouse about who's snitching is supposed to make more money off me than me? Like, come on, man. Because you made a phone call and then you really can't get the real business done. So, and I'm going to tell you, right? The people that Wack get whatever deal or whatever he gets for Blueface, the percentage that he has to give out is way more because he done burnt his bridges with the people that were giving the good percentages. It's just like if you got bad credit, you got to start going to get loans from people with higher interest rates. They're not going to give you that interest rate that you would have got if your credit was good. When Wack was over there dealing with these other people, when he first came in the game, before he started doing all his dirty stuff, he would get better rates. But he was tearing people up with these rates that he was doing. So now when people see, damn, dude, business practice foul, and then you coming in the room trying to muscle people that's doing real business. And if you don't know, when you start trying to muscle those white people, they're going to stop answering your phone calls. Straight up. They not going to argue with you. They not going to beef with you. They not going to go back and forth with you. They just going to stop answering your calls. They don't want to do no business with you because now you trying to bully me. I'm the one with the money in the business, but you over here trying to bully me out of my spot to do business with me like I really got to do business with you. I don't have to do business with you. You need me for the business. But Wack gets next to these people that introduce him to certain people, and he acts like these people need him when they don't need him. But he'll act like they need him. They don't need Wack. Hell no. It's plenty of people out here doing real business. You talk a good game, but you out here scheming, manipulating. And for him to tell everybody that Blueface wasn't signing 100 ENT and then come to find out he was, that right there says a lot. Straight up. That says a lot. You went on No Jumper, sat back, act like you was being cocky and you knew what you was talking about, and then it come out, oh, he is signed to 100 ENT. You said he wasn't. How you gonna answer that? So what you gonna go back, Wack, and say that Spotify and these people that are doing real business, that are making sure their business is intact because they don't want no legal issues, is lying? Are you gonna act like these people are lying? We're waiting for that response, Wack. I'm wondering, how is he gonna respond to academics putting it out there that you've been lying? And he said it in a nice way, though. That's what's ill. Your man's, though. This your guy. Academics is your man's. So he done put it out there in a nice way that Wack is lying. Yeah, I don't know, but this is what it says. This how Act did it, though. I don't know, but hey, it says it right here that Blueface is signed to 100 ENT. I don't know. I don't know what Wack is talking about, but it says it right here. So now he validated that Wack is actually double dipping. Your man's. And Wack say, I don't know why he would do that to me. Because your artist came for him. You think that he was going to allow Blueface to pop it and he wasn't going to shut him down because it was you? Shit. Academics ain't allowing no rapper to do that to it. He don't care if it's your artist or not. He done already told the entire world this. I'm not allowing no rapper to pop it to me when I know damn well they're being beat by whoever they're signed to. He said this several times, Wack. And you must have thought that Blueface was different. You had to, because he was signed to you. You thought that he was going to let Blueface pop it and talk slick to him when he already knows if he's doing business with you, Wack, he's being robbed. Now, this is what you should understand. You should have just fell back on that situation, Wack, because you really didn't have no leverage. You know damn well academics platform can get loud because you go over there to spin your lies. So why have your artist challenge him and then you try to stand on a lie when he knows how to go look it up? That's what's crazy. You tried to stand on a lie to academics when he knows how to go look up the record game. That was dumb. If we being real, it wasn't nothing smart about that. But this is why I tell y'all, when Whack 100 is dealing with somebody that has sense, he doesn't never have no win. He always loses. It's the people that don't have sense, the people that he target that don't have no sense. Of course he gonna win with them individuals because they don't have no sense. But him going at Whack, going at academics, it just made him look like a fool. And I know now Blueface is gonna be mad at him about this. It's gonna trigger something in Blueface to really cut Whack off. We know this is how things happen with labels, artists, groups. When they start seeing that they're being taken advantage of, this person's making this more than them and they thought they was getting this, I guarantee you right now, Blueface don't even really know the percentage that he's supposed to be getting. He just know he getting the bag. Whack telling, yo, we got this for you here. We got that for you here. I guarantee you he don't even know the percentage of what he's supposed to be getting. He just know that Whack is saying, here go the money for this. Here go the money for that. Blueface seems like one of those individuals, and I'm just being real. His focus is on disrespecting the women. It's not on his business. This is why Whack ain't saying nothing to him. Because if Whack really rocked with him, he would be telling, yo, let's do this like this. Let's focus on this. Whack is allowing him to do whatever goofy stuff he want to do because he know he take a majority of his money. So I don't care what you really do. You can go out here and do whatever you want, Blueface. I'm taking majority of your money. So what? I don't care what you do. Carlis is so focused on everything else, she didn't pay attention to that. You so focused on everything else he doing with these women, you didn't pay attention that the son that you trying to protect is getting beat. Now that there shows you what type of individuals they are. And I'm just keeping it a buck. It show you this the type of individual they are. Now, Blueface is definitely gonna be hot about this because the whole world is going to dial in and continue to talk about this. This gonna go over every platform because Act them put it out there in detail. Straight up. It's gonna go over every platform because of the way Act put it out there. Everybody gonna talk about it. Now he gotta sit there and it really kick in. Damn, I don't know how much I'm supposed to get. Damn, Whack said this. I just trusted Whack. It's just me and Whack. Nah. Whack is somebody that you don't ever want to do business with. I would never do business with Whack. Ever. Ever. It's certain people in life that you don't want to do business with because they have bad business practices. And a lot of people had to learn that along the way dealing with Whack. They had to learn it. Like, hold up. All right, because he knows how to talk a good game. He comes across like he's really helpful, like he's going to do good business. But he plays the game with the contracts, the fine writing, the words that you're not going to read. Sign here. Now you like, all right, I got a deal. You making some money, but if you go back and do an audit, you're going to see, how are you making more money off of me than me and you ain't doing nothing? You making more money off me, you ain't even doing nothing, bro. You serious? What are you doing? Everything that Wax claims to be doing for Blueface right now, Blueface can do it for yourself. Literally. Everything that Wack claims to be doing, Blueface can do it for himself. He's already well known. You don't need Wack. Being as though that Blueface started dealing with Wack straight out of jail, people like, man, I don't even want to do nothing with it. Now you get these reality people because they know they're going to get a clown show out of you. But the people that are doing real business over here, they like, man, you dealing with Wack. I don't want to deal with that. That shit I don't want to deal with that. You think about this, right? Everybody knows what happened outside of No Jumper. The whole entire world. Major labels, real business. Now, this is what people really got to pay attention to. Major labels, people that are doing real business, sees what happened outside of No Jumper. Everybody saw it. Wack can get on the internet and lie to people and say, I didn't have nothing to do with it. But these people heard Wack bragging about it. They know what happened. They all heard Wack bragging about what happened at No Jumper and why this is that and who gonna do this, and if you come playing with me, you gonna get this. You think that these major labels haven't heard Wack saying this shit? So Wack can get on there now and go on Vlad and say, Loose Cannon is the devil. Man, nobody's going for that, bro. These people are rich individuals. They running major companies. You're not going to tell me that you were all for the beating right afterwards. Then after these people get indicted, you saying you wasn't for it. No, I don't even want to be associated with that. I don't even want my brand to be associated with you. But he can go on Clubhouse. He can go on No Jumper. And these individuals will go for it because they have no brain. But if you ain't going to be able to go to the people that's doing business and say, oh, I want to be associated with your artist, and this is what you're known for. You're talked about all across the world for being associated with this, and you really don't want to address it. You're named suspect number 4 in an attempt murder. You think that these people didn't see this? You think that didn't circulate around the internet? That Wack 100 is suspect number 4? Let's just be real. You think that it hasn't circulated around these offices of these millionaires that's doing real business that Wack is named suspect number 4 in the situation outside of No Jumper? Of course it has. They all see it. They know it. And they don't want to be associated with that. So of course, Blueface coming home, nobody wants to do a budget with you. You got a situation that's open that you acting like you're not involved with. I don't want no part of that. This is a current situation that is open that nobody has been charged with yet. Nobody. At all. No, I don't want to do business with your artist. This is the type of business y'all doing. I don't want to deal with that. And people that got sense, they're going to stay away from that. And people that are paying attention, no, you got to be associated with the feds, bro. You got to be associated with the feds in order for nobody to be charged yet. And you still going to the same facility week after week, and you guys are not saying anything about this? Like, hold up. You're going to the same facility week after week, and you're not saying anything about what you bragged about last year. Last year, it was kumbaya. This is what happens when you come looking for Wack. If you come looking for Wack, this is what you get. This is how we get down. Me and Loose Cannon, we enforce stuff. Now, the feds grab Loose Cannon and Big U, You ain't with that. Come on now. These people got common sense. Whack them burnt all the bridges. This is what people got to understand about it. Whack has burnt the bridges. He could try to manipulate the people on Clubhouse to have an audience to promote his stuff on YouTube. All right, people just want to listen to your goofy story. But people that got common sense ain't going for that. These are people that's doing business. If Birdman felt that Whack was going to do some real solid business, he would have been gave him a budget. Blueface been home for months. You ain't heard Whack say nothing about talking to Birdman. Can we really be real? Blueface has been home for months. You have not heard Whack say anything about Birdman. Nothing. Why not? Why aren't you talking about Stunner now? Wouldn't you be saying, hey, yo, Stunner, my artist ready. He done dropped this, he done dropped that. Let's get him the deal. Let's get the budget. You don't hear that. He talking about he got sanitary pads. Come on now. He talking about he got contracts in Africa. He talking about the diapers then surfaced again. He talking about a whole bunch of lies to keep people entertained. But when it comes to the real business, that shit is bare minimum. Straight up, it's bare minimum. And what's going to happen, he's going to end up losing his last artist. He's going to end up losing his one and only artist. And nobody, after Blueface disconnects with Whack, which we know is coming soon. Oh, that shit coming soon. Watch. Watch. Mark my word. Watch Blueface disconnect with Whack real soon. Straight up. This shit's embarrassing now. Now it's embarrassing. You embarrassing me. I'm supposed to be the big famous Crip on the West Coast. And now everybody looking at me like, I don't know what's going on with my contract. That you taking advantage of me. And your man's academics is the one that put it out there. So that right there is what makes it even more valid. Because the same person that you use to put this shit out through, to put all this information about everybody out, is the same person that told everybody you robbing your homie. You robbing your artist. You're lying to the world. And he said it in a nice way. So you want everybody to believe you when you go to academics to lie on people, but you don't want nobody to believe academics when he out here telling the truth about you. Can we make that make sense? Straight up. You want everybody to believe your lies when you want to go pump it through academics' platform, but you don't want nobody to believe academics when he's telling the truth about your business practice. Can we make it make sense, my people? Because it doesn't. Not at all. See, we know when you go to academics, he's allowing you to lie. And when I heard academics talking, academics said Man, I ain't even gonna call Whack because Whack throws the show off. Straight up. So academics is really getting tired of it. Yeah, all right, I was making money with it, but you throwing my show off. Straight up. You throwing my show off. You keep coming on here with these lies. You got people looking at my platform like I'm giving you a platform to lie on, which he was. But now your artist is coming at me, and I know damn well he's signed to you and your management company. He's coming at the wrong person. We got different money. Blueface money is not on academics' level. Straight up. And we know that. We know that. Whack money ain't on academics' level. We know that. And you just got embarrassed. You got embarrassed so bad that now you acting like, man, I thought Act was my brother. Yeah, he gonna do that. He supposed to be my brother. You should have told Blueface to not go at Act, because Act ain't gonna sit back and allow any rapper to disrespect him because he knows the labels are robbing him. He done said that so many times. That should have been the first thing Whack should have told Blueface. Fall back on this one, homie. So you really gave academics the ammo to go at you because you ain't tell your artist fall back. If you would have told Blueface, yo, chill, bro, let this one go, academics would have never exposed how you're robbing Blueface. But you didn't make an executive decision and say, Blueface, chill on this one, because you was so focused on saying that Max B is snitching. You so focused on Clubhouse. So you didn't make an executive decision and tell Blueface, chill on this one, bro. Nah, this one ain't it. Nah, homie. The outlet that you use to run all your lies through, you allow your artist to go at him, and now he exposes how you're robbing your artist. You really stuck your foot in your mouth. Straight up. You really stuck your foot in your mouth, what? Because you really thought academics was going to sit back and allow Blueface to raise up on him? Can't even believe that. He'll allow you to raise up on him because he making money off you. Yeah, go ahead. Call in, raise up on me. I'm going to make $1,000 a night on your ass. Cool. I'm going to make a Band-Aid on you. I'm going to clip this, clip that. I'm going to make some paper on you. You can go ahead. All right, cool. But he ain't making no money off Blueface. So you think that he just going to sit there, all right, Blueface can go ahead and talk filthy about him, and that's cool. So Blueface did something good for himself if we really look at it like we should. Blueface helped himself out. By you going at academics, you were informed that your manager is robbing you. So you really, Blueface really helped himself out. Now he gonna be mad at Whack. He gonna be upset at Whack, of course. Because this how you had to find out he was robbing you. But you really did yourself a favor. You helped yourself out so good because now you know. If you would have never did that, Blueface would have never known because he's not looking into it. These how, these artists, this how they be. They not looking into the business part. They just performing the job. This why the managers and these labels, they continue to rob them. All they thinking about is doing the job. They not looking into the business part. But when they look into the business part, they always find something. You know what I'm saying? When they look at the business part, they always find something. Oh, this, what he been doing? So for Blueface to do what he did, it was a plus. That's a fact. It was a plus. Yeah, him going at academics was a plus for Blueface, but it was a minus for Wack. The guy that act like these people is his brothers. Hey, Wack, you better understand this, bro. The people that you're using to run your lies and narratives, anybody that's connected to you, you supposed to make sure that they don't go at them because they really know the information on you. Vlad, academics, and Adam really know the detailed information about Wack. They just deal with him because he bring them money. That's all. They only deal with Wack because he brings them money. With his lies and manipulation, that's why they deal with the nigga. Straight up. That's all. But they really know Wack doesn't have the money he has, says he has. They really know Wack is not in the position that he acts like he's in. They really know Wack don't really have nothing going on. They know this. You think about this now. Think about this. Adam, Vlad, and academics, they're running platforms. They're working around the clock on platforms. They know Wack is on Clubhouse all damn night. Come on now. They know this. And these are people that built platforms. They know, why won't you go build your own platform? Why don't you go do this on your platform and build your own platform, but you're so eager to come to our platforms and do it? You really don't got what you're saying going on like you portray. They not slow, but you know, I already think that those three individuals have a separate chat where they talk about Wack because they know he's a capper. They know he's a liar. So I really think that they got their own chat set up where they have communications about Wack. And they just talk about, man, we're going to make money off of it. I'm sure in their mind, they say his day is going to come one day because he's a foul individual. But they're making money off of it. So publicly, they're going to act like it's all good because they're making money. And a lot of these jokers that on these platforms that deal with Wack, they're making money off of it. You got to be a fool to sign a contract, though, with him. I tell you that. And I'm sure Adam is regretting that because you could have did a month to month with him. To sign a long contract with an individual like that, with the way his business practices is, he wants to go at all of your employees, his co-workers. He wants to make everybody uncomfortable, but then act like, oh, I'm helping the podcast out. Come on now. Niggas is getting beat up outside. Somebody with common sense understands for real. Straight up. You can go on Clubhouse and manipulate them because they don't understand. They lost. They just want to be on the phone with Wack in the chat. That's all. They just want to be on the phone with Wack and talk with Wack on there to be happy to be talking with him. Yeah, I'm in there. I'm in the room with Wack. Wherever Wack go, I'm at. Because they don't have boss mentalities. These people don't have boss mentalities because if you did, you would understand to stay away from this joker. Nah, I don't want to be that next to him. If I use him for content, I'm going to use him for content. But I don't need to be right there where he can manipulate and use me for all his dirty work. And this is what he does with the people. He got this person looking this up, that person looking that up. When he was over there searching for that underage porn, first thing he said, I got my team looking at it. He looking for the girl Nova naked. I got my team looking at it. Damn. So everybody else, you throw the dirt on. Even right now, when he talking about his homies, he said, my homies run Pacoima. All my homies run Pacoima. I ain't got nothing to do with it, but they be around me all the time because I don't want to have nothing to do with Rico. He throws everybody else in the dirt, but act like he ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And they so slow that they sit there and allow themselves to be thrown under the dirt. The one bull that he was posting up when he was supposed to be out at the hood day, when I got confirmation that he didn't go to the park because I got hit later on that night after I got off the live and they sent me videos of the hood day outside. Wack wasn't out there. He went to some shit after late night with the weirdo dude that he hang with, and you can already see that the guy that he was in the video with has like a 5th grade mentality. You can already see his mind is like a kid. From the way he was talking in the video and excited, he has like a kid mentality, a little guy. These are the people that Wack are able to flunky out. His homies, they got like kid mentalities. They don't have adult mentalities. They really like kids. So Wack deals with these guys and manipulate them and give them some peanuts. And the shit is crazy. But they acting like they some gangsters and shit. Y'all niggas better listen to yourself. Straight up. Y'all like little peewees and shit, man. Y'all little peewees. And you can hear it. The way that they talk. These is grown men in their 40s and 50s, like acting like kids. Like, come on, bro. But Wack is running around here acting like he's the biggest thing smoking. That shit is a facade. And everybody's starting to see it. People are calling it out. Y'all know how we do. We call it out constantly. Straight up. Over here, we call it out constantly. We know dude is a sucker. Straight up. We know dude is a sucker, man. A foul individual running around, lining people up, manipulating people in these contracts. That's Wack's game of extortion. The contracts. That's something that people have to pay attention to. That is Wack's game of extortion. The contracts. When he gets you in these crazy, bogus contracts, that's how he extorts you. Here, sign this, homie. Now, he telling you, ain't nothing you can do. You can't get out of this. We got a contract. Ain't no, you don't want to do this. You signed here. Straight up. And you know, people that don't have sense and they, get scared, they don't know how to attack that shit. You can take that shit straight to court on it. You know? And if Wack is using his lawyer, which he always tries to push his lawyer out there, right? If he's using his lawyer to represent the people that are signing the contracts, that's a conflict of interest. Straight up. That's a conflict of interest. Anybody can get out of any contract if that's what Wack is doing. If he's taking his lawyer and allowing his lawyer to represent you to sign a contract, you can get out of that and you can take him to court because he's wrong. You can't do that. Straight conflict of interest. But this is the game that niggas be playing. A lot of people break the rules and the laws of a lot of things. Wack could tell you quick, yeah, I send my lawyer. You see how he's always trying to offer his lawyer to be involved with something. Nah, I don't need your lawyer, homie. I'm going to get my own lawyer. But you know, I'm sure Blueface, like he said, he ain't read the contract. He just went with Wack said and allowed Wack lawyer to represent him. Here, just sign this. Wack lawyer signing off on everything. But you know, he didn't understand how important it was to read the contract. His mom, she focused on everything else. She not even trying to tell him, let's take the contract and take it to a lawyer before we sign anything. We're not going to sign anything until we take it to a lawyer. And that's what it is. Nah, I'm going to let a lawyer review it because a lawyer would have sat down and made sure that they detailed who was going to benefit more and make sure that you got the opportunity to benefit more. Because if Wack is benefiting more, you getting robbed. You ain't winning if Wack is benefiting more from something that you putting the work in. Nigga, I don't want to sign to nobody like that. Think I want to sign to somebody that's making more money off of something than me and they ain't doing nothing? They ain't even putting nothing out there for me like that? Nothing that I can't do myself? These people got to understand that people like Wack is only going to manipulate you and take advantage of you. Wack is not going to help anybody. His mind is programmed to use you, take advantage of you. It's not to help you. But he got certain people now, like Vlad. He got respect for Vlad because Vlad stood on all 10 when he tried to press him. When he went over there and tried to press Vlad 10 years ago, Vlad didn't allow it. He see he couldn't do it. So now he's all right with accepting whatever Vlad gonna give him for the interview. Now, he went over there and does his first interview with Vlad for free because he had an agenda. I can spend my lives and all my narratives here. I got Vlad, academics, and Adam. I'ma spend all my lives and can't nobody stop me. But the same person that you use to run your lives and expose to the world how you robbing your artists. They say you never know how it come back and bite you. But it'll come back and bite you. And literally, there's no way that Wack can clean this up. At all. There's no way that Wack is gonna have the ability to clean this up. He can't clean this up. This is like etched in stone. Ain't no cleaning this up. Because anybody can go look it up and see that Blueface music is going through 100 NT. How you gonna clean that up? Ain't no going and say, oh, well, this didn't happen because this changed and he not signed no more. Hold up. You can look at the shit Blueface putting out. It's under 100 NT. You exposed yourself. The same platform that you use to be so vocal against everybody else crushed you. And it's all gonna come around. When you a liar and you a snake and you try to infiltrate everybody, it's too much. Wack is in too deep. He's in too deep on what he's doing. You can't do this all day, every day, and think nothing gonna come back. Pay attention to this, right? Wack is a certified snake, right? Certified. He went around the internet snaking all these people, right? Soon as Wack tried to start doing a whole bunch of live on his channel, he started exposing himself. The badge came out. He forgot to shut the live off when he started talking about his wife and his kids. He exposed so much information about himself. Once he started doing that, he did a couple more shows, but then he started falling back because he do too much lying and manipulation. He's so far into it that he started exposing himself. He thought that, all right, I'm gonna start going live on my own channel. I'm gonna start doing it on my own channel. Now he out and about regularly. When you a snake, you start exposing yourself if you try to think that, well, I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. Now, academics done exposed you. You keep getting exposed, and all you do is sever relationships with people. That's all he do. Birdman, see what type of businessman Wack is. Gave him the key to Cash Money West. He see what type of businessman he is. Now I see. You really don't know how to run business. You just talking. That's all you doing. Yeah, that shit sound good, bro. It all sound good. But we really playing with $1 million contracts over here. Straight up. Our contracts is heavy. We see what you doing. You talking about it. You telling people you got $10 million contracts. You telling people you got $200 million contracts. I'm just keeping it real, right? I think in the past, Wack has had contracts with people, but I think that at this point, Wack is not gonna get no big contracts like that ever again. This is how I look at it. From me looking at the business practices, right? I don't think Wack is gonna get no millions of dollars of contracts no more. You might get some $1,000 contracts. You might get some contracts that you get lined up for Blueface that you get a percentage of, but I don't think nobody is gonna give you no big contracts because you don't have anything to offer. You have nothing to bring to the table. Straight up. Nothing to show that I'm gonna recoup my money. So why would I do a contract with you? And I think some of these people, right, use Wack and manipulate it. Whereas though Wack might have some connections, whereas he knows this person and that person, and then they'll manipulate Wack to be able to get to this person and really don't want to do no business with Wack. This is what I'm seeing. The same way with Birdman, with needing to speak with academics about him doing a documentary on him and his brother and Cash Money. So it's like, I call Wack and tell Wack, all right, I'm gonna have a budget for you, right? I had a budget for you when Blueface get out, right? But I need you to call academics up so I can talk to them. Straight up. Just keeping it a buck. The number down below. The number is 757-770-6442. You can call in, Munchie B. 757-770-6442. Straight up. I don't think Wack is going to be able to have those contracts that maybe once years ago he used to have. Because people are seeing that you're not doing good business. And for you to sit on No Jumper and really lie like that, using Adam's platform, No Jumper, to lie the way you just lied and act like he's not signed to 100 ENT, you just the manager. Now that was just to manipulate loud. But academics doubled back. And I like how he did it. Nice and calm. And just showed the facts. I like how he did it. Straight up. You hear me? Just keeping it a buck. I like how he did it. He just showed the facts. And now, I'm wondering how Wack is going to respond to that. But we know that now that academics did that because he turned the heat up on the situation. Straight up. He done literally turned the heat up on the situation with Blueface contract. So you know Wack is about to start talking crazy about academics. Remember what I said? I already know he about to start talking crazy about it. Because now acting double down on it. And pointed out the specifics. Straight up. You hear me? He done pointed out the specifics about it, and he about to go up on it. You done embarrassed the whole 100 ENT and Blueface. They looking crazy. Straight up. Now, you done really stamped that nobody will ever sign to you. If they do, they're going to be a nobody that goes nowhere. It's going to be somebody that just a nobody that nobody listens to, that's not have nobody at work, that's not going to go anywhere because they won't sign. Especially hearing that, you got to be a fool at this point to sign, especially hearing the business practice. Damn. So you want to be my manager and you want me to sign to your label? The same way that Finesse 2 Times got tricked by Jay Prince Jr. The same exact way. See, and that's what Wack got so mad about. Because it's the same type of contract that Finesse 2 Times got, and academics pointed it out. And we got to see Finesse 2 Times contract. So that's what made it so visual. We got to see the contract. So now we see, oh, this is how they doing it. Okay, Jay Prince Jr. is the manager and he signed to the label Mob Ties. Oh, shit. It's the same thing Wack doing. So now everybody, even though people didn't get to see Blueface's contract, right? Now, which we know might happen now. Listen to this. Wack 100 might pull out a fake Blueface contract and put it out to the world. Bingo. There it go. That's what he gonna do. He gonna make up a fake Blueface contract and probably put it out to the world and say this is his contract when it's really not his contract. We know how Wack do, right? But we all got to see the visual of Finesse 2 Times contract. Now that we seen Finesse 2 Times contract, right? And everybody get to see, for the people that didn't understand how the contract game worked, they got to see Finesse 2 Times contract. And all academics did was compare it to Blueface contract. So it's like, all right, you look at Finesse 2 Times contract, this is the same contract Blueface got. It's just different names on the contract, right? It's the game. These people that are in the game, they all mimicking each other. They know the people don't got no damn common sense. They know the artists don't know what they signing. They want to be on, right? They want to get lit. So they go ahead and sign the contract. And everybody got to see Finesse contract. Wack didn't like that. He wanted to separate it. Straight up. He wanted to separate it. So now that he separated it, oh, this ain't his contract, I got a different contract. No, Blueface got the same similar contract, bro. We know what it is. Blueface got the same similar contract, bro. It's similar. Just like Finesse got this contract, Blueface got the same one, bro. Stop that. You're not going to keep capping, thinking that everybody going to go for it. And then you think that because you go and do your show on No Jumper, everybody was going to fall for it. That made it, because you went and did your show on No Jumper, that made it where as though academics had to come back on it. He had to. Okay. Oh, you want to go on No Jumper and do it. All right, I got it. I got to respond. And people was patiently waiting. Straight up. People was patiently waiting. They was waiting so patient for Act to respond. They like, man, when Act gonna respond? Act sat back and he came with the hammer. Like he crushed it. I can't even lie. He came with the hammer because he put the facts out there. It wasn't even no speculation. It wasn't even no maybe. I don't know. And nah, it was here. Look. He said he ain't signed to the label. Look, right here. Say it right there. What you mean? Oh, what is he talking about? How would he even say this and it say it right there? What is he talking about? Straight up. And then academics also pointed out that Wack said he spoke to him and said, and academics said that he never had a contract. Academics said, I didn't say that. I got contracts now with artists. So it was another lie that he pointed out about Wack to solidify that Wack is lying. Wack gonna say, man, academics don't know what he talking about. I asked him, did he ever have any contract signed with a label? He said no. I said, I ain't say that because I got contracts. What is he talking about? I got contracts. So from what we see, it shows you what it is. Hold up. He's really signed to 100 ENT. You know, Wack, he manipulates a lot of these bulls. You know, and what I noticed about Wack and him manipulating these people, the same people that he manipulate, they turn around and be sucking him off. That's the crazy thing. Wack get to manipulate these people and they believe anything he say. They be the same ones that be sucking him straight off. That's what's crazy. He'll get these boys up there and embarrass them on no jumper. Embarrass them. Call them all kinds of rats. Talk about them filthy. And they'll be sucking him off. Straight lames. You feel me? We know what it is though. And we call it out. Straight up. We call it out. The people that rock with SBGB TV, you know, I appreciate y'all. That's a fact. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Y'all know that I appreciate y'all and I make sure that I'm dedicated to the cause. Letting it be known how this snake is running around manipulating people, how he had Jay Reed and Marciano beat up outside of no jumper, how he's named suspect number 4 in a vicious attempt murder, how he goes back to the same place of business every week and threaten the other employees, telling them I'll have something done to you, when we all know you're a federal informant. Straight up. And I'm sticking to that. I know what I see. Now, you's a federal informant, and at the same time, you taking advantage of your artists, double dipping, robbing the man, and acting like you not. Straight up. Robbing the man and acting like you not. If the world wouldn't have seen Finesse 2 Times contract, Wack might have been able to manipulate it because Blueface would have never been referenced to Finesse 2 Times contract. Academics probably would have went back and forth with Blueface, talk slick. They would have had words and it would have just went away. But Finesse 2 Times contract came out there at the same exact time that Blueface wanted to go at academics. So it made it where as though it turned it up. Oh, I got something to reference to. Blueface, he was stupid for signing the Wack. Look, this is what happens when you sign to people like Wack, when you sign to a manager. You sign to a manager and you sign to their label, they're double dipping. They're getting paid from the label and as a manager. When they know that they taking advantage of the artist, straight up. Straight up. When they know that they're taking advantage of the artist, it's what they doing. This what Wack is doing. You know, this is why he can't get no artist. Straight up. He can't get no artist. And I'm going to tell you, being as though that his name is so dirty in the industry, if somebody was trying to get on and they told somebody that was really about business that they was thinking about signing to Wack, they would give them the straight rundown from the door and say, don't sign to Wack. Don't do that. You don't need him. You see what happened to Game. You see what happened to his other artists, Ray J, Blueface. You see their career, right? This is what happens when you sign with Wack. Wack doesn't know how to be a manager. He does not know how to be a manager at all. That's not his game. It's all manipulation to get you under the contract to take advantage of you. You see, there's certain managers that's going to do business and put you in the game. But then you see those ones that are going to take advantage of you, and it look like they're really in position over the artist. Wack business practices are bad, man. And it's showing. Straight up. It's showing. The business practices are bad. If you sign with Wack, you're going to get taken advantage of. And I guarantee you in the near future, shortly, because this shit is going to get so loud on the internet. It's already getting loud. It's going to get loud. Straight up. Everybody in LA, they going to be talking about it. All Blueface fans, they going to be talking about it. Man, we heard Wack robbing you. Damn, that's crazy. What percentages you getting? And if the right person talk to Blueface with some sense and start saying some things that make sense, like what's the percentage? Where your contract at? How much are you getting paid from this? Do you got receipts from this? Where is the statements from your money going here? Who paid you with this? And if Blueface starts saying, well, I don't know, man, I let Wack handle that. And he get the right person to say, I don't think that's the right thing for you to do, bro. You letting Wack handle everything and you're not seeing your money coming? You're just letting Wack deal with it? Well, you know, Wack is the manager, and he said, the manager's supposed to take care of all that, and I just get my cut. Oh, bro, that's the worst thing you can do. That's the worst thing you can do is sit there and let Wack run the whole shit, because now you really don't know what's going on. You just getting the cut of something and you don't know what it is. And I'm sending it out there to let Blueface know you need to do an audit on Wack and 100 ENT. And I guarantee you, if Blueface do an audit on Wack and 100 ENT, oh, him and Wack, they gonna be over that day. Straight up. I guarantee you, if Blueface does an audit on Wack and 100 ENT, their relationship is gonna end that day when he gets the information back. Straight up. It's going to be over. Because then he going to see Where all his money going? Hold up, bro. Damn. What you do to get all this? Are you serious? Oh, man. 100 ENT collecting the royalties here, royalties there. And if you remember, right? Let's just be real. When Loose Cannon's brother was up there on No Jumper, and Wack was talking to Loose Cannon's brother about Big U not having any royalties on Nipsey's deal, how Wack starts saying, man, Big U don't know what he doing. He ain't got no royalties or nothing on Nipsey. He wanted me to buy the contract and revise the contract because all Wack knows how to do is manipulate the artist. A lot of people will say that the artists don't be smart. And I just got to be real. A lot of people say that the artists do not be smart, so that's why they get taken advantage of so bad. Just keeping it a buck. A lot of people say that. So this is why they always end up taking advantage of them. Because a lot of people know that they're not that smart. You get the artist and tell them this and tell them that, and they assign this. Next thing you know, you got them. They done signed the deal. And if you listen to Wack, he always tries to say, yeah, when we do a contract, after the contract up, that's it. Come on, man. Yeah, all right. We just do business when the business comes. Nah. You still got Blueface under contract. Straight up. You still got Blueface under contract. I guarantee you, with Game, it's things that he probably really want to say about Wack, but he can't. Straight up. Because he knows Wack has the dirt on it. Straight up. So he can't say shit because Wack got the dirt on it. Wack know what he did. Know what he was into. So he can't say nothing about Wack. Man, I just got to take these losses and keep moving. But I guarantee you, in his mind, he's saying, damn, I let this little Buster get next to me and mess my bag up. Straight up. I let the Buster get next to me and mess my bag up. How didn't I see this? You know? Straight up. I guarantee you. But now we all seeing it. Like it come out all the time. That's why the relationships with Wack is all messed up. And now he's targeting the podcasters. His business practices are so bad that he's going to mess up with the podcasters as well. Straight up. The business practices are so bad, Wack is going to mess up with the podcasters too. He's going to mess up with them too. Because he's using the same tactics that he does with the rap industry. The contracts, the extortion game. Straight up. Straight up. Soon as I did that first interview with 6070, Wack went and directly made everything good with it. Straight up. That was, I said, oh, I see it. Soon as I did the first interview with 6070, out of nowhere, him and Wack became cool. So Wack, oh man, I can't let this nigga get next to 607 on. Wack, you better understand this about me, bro. I'm a natural hustler. I really don't need 607 on none of them niggas. Straight up. I know me being consistent in doing my content, we gonna rock. So I don't know if he thought that it was gonna stop my game by him interfering with the relationship with me and 607 on. All he did was get next to 607 on and manipulate him and get him under contract, backdoored him. Straight up. That's all he did. Get next to him and backdoor him. Facts. Appreciate that super chat. That missing strap case Blueface was talking about, soon as he leave Wack, it will pop up. Shaking my head. You know that's how I go with him, LJ. You know that's how I go with him. Soon as he leave him, it'll pop straight back up. Boop. Blueface is learning the hard way. You got to learn the hard way with embarrassment. So now, all your fans, all this shit you talking and disrespecting these women on these platforms, now they looking at you like, oh, you ain't even read your contract. You got signed to a slave deal and Wack robbed you. Oh yeah, all the ones that he been going at, oh yeah, they gonna be talking about this. They gonna be talking about it. And it's gonna make Blueface mad. Straight up. They gonna be talking about this. You slide to a slave contract with Wack and Wack taking all your money. Straight up. Just keeping it a buck. You already know what it is. Y'all know how I rock. I keep it a buck and I break it down. Straight up. And I break it down. I can break it down for hours and we gonna go tonight. Facts. We gonna go tonight. And I appreciate all of y'all that be rocking with me. Tonight we gonna go. Wack, I know you paying attention, Wack. When I go into detail like this right here, I break it down raw. Straight up. You hear me? I don't need T-Pain on this one. I don't need T-Pain on this one. And that's a fact. I know what it is. Straight up. Blueface now is going to see that Wack is a dirt bag. The guy that you really thought was your man's, he's a dirt bag. He don't care. All he do is take advantage of everybody that he can. If he can get you under one of his bogus contracts, he gonna take advantage of you. And that's a fact. Now, you done win at that. That was perfect. I'm glad. And I'm just being real. I'm glad Blueface went at it. Because honestly, you know, y'all know I go hard in the paint. I go hard in the paint. It's going to take somebody from within Wack's camp to make shit louder. And you know, what can happen now is, y'all know I go hard and I know academics watch. I know academics watch because the way I go in, right? What can happen is Wack can turn up on him and one of them niggas reach out to your boy Deezy and say, hold up, bring him on here. And if Act or any of them people bring me on their platform and let me rock this shit on Wack in trouble. Straight up. And I'm just keeping it a buck. If any one of them people bring me on their platform and let me rock this shit about Wack, it's gonna make Wack look like a straight dirtbag that he is. Wack don't want that. Wack do not want that. Because if one of them people was to make me a regular guest to talk about the shit that I see and I know what's going on, especially with me really coming from the streets, oh, it's gonna mess Wack shit up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna mess him up. That shit that he be running on them niggas, you can't run that on me, nigga. You can't run it on me. I'm self-made already. You can't run the shit you can run on the people on Clubhouse and the shit that you run on these platforms to manipulate the audience. You can't do that. And I'm going to be the one to give him the real shit. So all it's going to do is mess up his whole game. This why he don't want to go at it with Dogface. This why Wack is scared to go at it with Dogface, because Dogface messes up his program. Anybody that can mess up Wack's manipulation and lying program, he don't want to go at it with them. He gonna make an excuse why you shouldn't deal with them. Straight up. And DZ gonna rock this thing with the people that rock with me. And I'm just keeping it a buck. You know, y'all know I ain't like everybody else the way that I break it down. I'm breaking it down from a street aspect. I'm not breaking it down from the street rules in the gang politics. I'm breaking it down from a street aspect, from somebody that denounced the street and let everybody know the boy is lying to people. He's taking advantage of people. He's manipulating people and he's robbing people, but he's acting like he's not. And the relationships that he portrays to have, he doesn't have them at all. They're not doing business with him. So, of course, he has to go do business over here and manipulate these people. Straight up. There's people still making music out here. There's people still making music. There's people still making music. It's just that nobody wants to do business with Wack. There's people still getting signed. There's artists that are still doing business, but they don't want to do business with Wack. So of course, he gonna act like the music game has dried all the way up. Now they don't want to do no business with you. So now he's making it seem like the music game is always dried up and it's all about the podcast game. So now he's making his way around the internet, manipulating different podcasters to sign a contract for a certain reason, for a reality show, for some boxing shit or something, and they shall see too. Trust me. This is something that people got to understand, and I'm just going to keep it a buck, right? If you light yourself up on the internet, you don't need anybody like Wack. That's just a fact. If you light your own self up on the internet, you do not need anybody like Wack. That's the last person that you want to deal with. And I'm just keeping it a buck. And when you see it, it's like, who is elevating from this? Who? Can we name somebody that really took it to another level with Wack? I don't know anybody that did. Straight up. I can't name one person that was with Wack and Wack can say, man, that's my work, that they was just successful and they done went off to a whole nother level. Nah, but everybody we know that is associated with Wack, they all got legal issues. They all got civil situations. They all got lawsuits out the ass. They all got court dates. But then Wack act like you can call me in the middle of the night and I'll show up. Like, hold up. So everybody that deal with you got legal issues. These are all the people, these are supposed to be successful artists and business people. They all got legal issues. Like, hold up. And the legal issues are crazy. They're crazy. Shit that will mess up your finances and your career. So you're proud to say that these people can call you at night with legal issues, but you're not proud to say that you're keeping your artists out of trouble making money? Just pay attention to that, man. This is the type of individual dude is. You're not proud to say you making sure your artists elevate and stay out of trouble? Come on now. Make it make sense. People are starting to see the individual that Wack is, and it's gonna be the people that Wack deal with that expose him. Straight up. Y'all know we expose him going hard in the paint, but a little bit more sauce on it from the people that he rock with. Just keeping it a buck. A little bit more sauce on it. SBGB TV, live call-in show. What's happening?
What's up, SBG BTV? How are you?
What's up? Who we talking with?
This is Ron.
What's up, Ron? What you calling in for? Talk to us.
I need some advice. So.
Yeah, so, you know, the people that see what's going on, they can all see the type of individual that Wack is. Somebody that is telling us everything that's supposed to look good, but don't look good. When you listen to Wack, he gonna tell you everything that's supposed to sound perfect. It sound perfect. Yeah, it got this, and we got this lined up, and we got this contract, million here, 10 million there. I got 3, he's adding up. 3 million, 5 million, 6 million. But the shit don't exist. Straight up. Don't exist. You know? And I'm noticing what he does, right? It's other people like Aiden Ross, right? That are doing real business, right? And he'll see that they got business things going on, and he'll act like the numbers that they doing are his business. Straight up. SBGB TV live call-in show. What's happening? He'll act like, you know, it's his business, but it's really their business. You know what I'm saying? And I see that. So when he's adding up these numbers, Aiden Ross might got millions of dollars going on for these boxing events, right? And because Wack knows Aiden Ross, he starts adding these finances up that are theirs to be his. You see how he started talking about how much money Jason Love and Adam was getting? He starts including those numbers as if it's his. Yeah, we got this business and we got that business. No, you don't have that, Wack. That's not your business. It has nothing to do with you. Straight up. It has nothing to do with you. Those businesses have nothing to do with you. You feel me? And we can see this. You go back and look at it. Wack could tell you he got million here, million there. Like, come on, bro. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Blueface got all these judgments and shit going on. Them people want their money. Straight up. They want their money. But what happens is, right? Wack will get the money sent to 100 ENT, and 100 ENT will get the money and disperse the money to Blueface a different way, so that it's not going directly where as though them people can take the money. He set the company up so that the company can get paid and they not able to grab the money because it's going over here to the company. He do it like that, they can't get the money. He can send it out to Blueface this way. Boom. And when I sit here and think about this, right? You know how I be doing. This why Blueface really ain't paying attention to the contract shit, because he got all these lawsuits and shit, these judgments against him. So he got to get his money through Wack regardless. So of course he's gonna allow Wack to do whatever. He got these judgments. So if he look into it, the money can't come right to him anyway, because them judgments gonna jump on it. They want theirs. So yeah, Wack gonna play the game to filter it this way. I gotta give it to you this way. Just keep it a buck. You hear me? Just keep it in a buck. If you pay attention. Yeah, Blueface gonna be mad at Wack, but what he gonna do? What he gonna do? He gonna be mad at Wack. He better get Carlissa, since she's so worried about all the women he dealing with. She better find something out to set it up, whereas though they can start getting the money shifted in a different direction. Because if not, Wack gonna keep eating off of them. Straight up. If not, Wack is going to keep eating off of them. And that's a fact. You better know it. We see what's going on with the game. Everybody know that Wack is all cap, man. Straight up. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button, man. Everybody knows that Wack is all cap. Straight up. If you haven't already smashed that like button, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We on our way to 24,000 subscribers. You know what? I appreciate all of y'all. We on our way to 24,000 subscribers, man. Straight up. Just keep it in the buck. Let's check this out right here, y'all. You know, we know what it is. We know what it is. Let me see here. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button, man. And I appreciate all y'all. Academics exposed it, man. And he broke it down. You know, he exposed it and he broke it down. I know Wack is gonna be mad at this. Straight up. I know Wack is gonna be mad at this. I know he pissed. Blueface pissed. Wack pissed. Everybody gonna be upset. His own man done put it out there. Yeah, his own man's done put it out there. You know, and then he gonna title it "No Double Dip." Hey yo, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Then he gonna put it up there, "No Double Dip." That's wild. He put it up there, "No Double Dip." Yeah. You know, I appreciate all y'all, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man.
Maybe I call him, but not right now because I'm on like a little roll. I want to derail it. And I know sometimes I feel he derails the stream. I love Wack, though.
Straight up. Wack derails.
However, I want to be very clear. Oh, the first before I say that, Blueface, you got to stop being a bully, brother. You get what I'm saying? You know, Blueface, you're 6'5", like 270. You need to go fight Deontay Wilder. Okay? This idea that you're catching face, hey homies. That's cool, brother. I was watching NLE Chopper to say, NLE, if you're an idiot, you'll entertain that. There's nothing wrong with ducking a fight. Like, if I was that retarded nigga, little baby, I would be like, yo, bro, that nigga.
Oh yeah, man. I'm trying to
Soldier Boy should be
said
in response to it. And maybe that's fair, right? Let's go. Academics, Blueface, Wack 100. Let's see if we can find that clip. So I want to be very factual about it.
Let's get to it. Come on, Act. Let's get to it.
Here we go. Was it this?
Wack 100 has issued a warning. So listen, I'm gonna play.
What the fuck? YouTuber with us. What the hell is this? Here we go. It's a conflict of interest. You know, I'm not going to get in their business, but I always knew Blueface was pretty stupid. I'm going to tell you why. Blueface is signed to Wack 100 and managed by Wack 100. Let me tell you how this works. When you sign to a label, they take at least half already. Then you're getting managed by the guy who owns the label. So of your 50% that you're getting, or less than 50%, he's still taking at least 20% of that too. It's double dipping. You get what I'm saying? So you never sign, you never get managed, or you don't have a management company owned by the people that also sign you. Okay. Now, before I address and kind of like not necessarily clean up what I meant or really fully explain, I do want to give Wack 100 the opportunity. And he did respond. He responded here. Was it here?
Academics claims that you've been stealing money from Blueface.
Yeah, I got on his ass about that. That was crazy.
So for the record, he said since Blueface is signed to you on a music level and managed by you, that means that you're essentially taking like half of his money.
Here's the thing with academics. When I talked to him, I said, have you ever done a contract with anybody musically?
Wack never said that to me, and I absolutely have. I literally have a joint venture, just like I have a joint venture, the Academy Records. It falls under 10K. Used to be under Capitol, and now they send me notice they're under Atlantic or AMG, okay, which is a newly formed thing. Elliot, which is the son of Lucian Grange. The deal I did was with the son of Lucian Grange, which is Elliot Grange. It's on 10K Projects. It's there. technically I'm signed to my own label, right? Which literally I had to sign that myself. And also I signed another person as well. And also I've offered contracts as well. But that's neither here nor there. Would I say I have more experience in Wack with doing contracts and stuff like that? I would say no, because Wack has worked with a lot more people, clearly.
No, I said, what are you talking about?
Now, he specifically says that Wack lied. Without a doubt in his mind. No, you never said that to me. And yes, I have dealt with contracts. There goes lie number 1 from Wack 100.
Well, I'm looking at Finesse. Finesse's contract, he got 4 or 5 people. I would never allow that to happen with none of my clients because I know too many direct people.
But who is it? It's
Bag Yo.
Oh, so he originally signed
Mob Ties.
and then Mob Ties.
JPE, which is the dad. You got Atlantic as the mother company. So that's 4. And then him. You see what I'm saying? So his 20% is really probably 20% of a 40%, which is really like 8%. This is where Act gets shut down at. He said Blueface is signed to me, right? Blueface was signed to Cash Money West. Cash Money West is owned by who?
Birdman.
I just oversee that division. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Academics claims.
The reason why Wack is really good is that he has a way with words, like any great media personality is. That's why I think he's one of the top media personalities. I want to make some some corrections to what he's saying, and also probably help clearing up what I was saying. I don't know the full details of the business between Wack 100 and Blueface. Anything I'm saying it in general, even though based on what we've heard publicly from Blueface's own mouth on interviews and even recently, it feels like what I said matched up with what was going on. I don't have the contracts. I haven't looked at Blueface's stuff. So I'm going off of what they have said publicly, what we perceive, and how that should be interpreted. Here's the very premise. The premise is this. If I do a contract, like put it like this, this happened with the Offset like QC thing. It's a reason why. Well, let me use another analogy before I get to that.
I want to say this though. Act is trying to make sure as he cooks Wack and embarrasses him that he chooses how he uses his words. That right there is wild.
If me and 15 chat niggas get caught up in a RICO, hopefully we don't, right? It's a reason why it's a conflict of interest for your lawyer to be a lawyer of someone else. Why is it a conflict of interest? Because at a certain point, they might have to enter into a proper status or whatever with the government that now you have to pick whose interest you're prioritizing. It's a conflict of interest for someone else. That's why people have separate attorneys. By the way, it's the reason why a judge would get recused in many situations. If a judge, who many judges used to be prosecutors and also had private practices as defense attorneys, if a judge previously, and by the way, I thought this helped out YSL Mondo, Fonnie Willis previously represented YSL Mondo, who's self-acknowledged as a co-founder of YSL, when she was doing private practice in between one of her prosecutorial gigs, and she represented him for a gun case. Clearly, who knows how that representation went? She may have had a lot of knowledge from attorney-client privilege. Now, because she represented him, it would be unethical of her to then prosecute him, given the fact that she also has information that it should be only between them. Now, technically, that should be a thing, but what would normally happen is that prosecutor would recuse himself. Doesn't mean that YSL Mondo could never be charged. No. What it means is that to not have a conflict of interest, you don't want someone who previously was with you to be prosecuting you, because now it puts you in a disadvantaged position. So whether it's a judge that used to be an attorney that represented you, or a prosecutor that used to be a defense attorney that represented you, those people would what they call recuse themselves. It's a conflict of interest. In business, if I'm trying to sign someone, like I was trying to, and I eventually did, I successfully signed someone to the Academy Records back then.
Remember, Wack acts like Academics has never signed anybody. Ack is telling everybody, yeah, I signed somebody to Academy Records. What you talking about, Wack, is fufafi. You all cap.
They wanted to use my lawyer. My lawyer helped me get the deal. My lawyer got 5% of my overall deal for the Academy Records. He is incentivized to make sure me, who's going to be the guy who's signing a bunch of people, I got the budget, I'm the guy. He wants me to get the most of money because he's going to get the most of money, right? So it wouldn't be ethical if I am signing a young kid and I said to the kid, you need a lawyer, but use my lawyer. That lawyer's not going to go in there and say, hey, let me get the deal really in the favor of this guy when I'm already eating with Ack over here. He's just going to get me the best deal.
And if we notice, right, all WAC 100 does is try to offer his lawyer to anybody that he communicates with. Yeah, I have my lawyer do it. I have my lawyer. And I'm sure with Blueface, that's exactly what he did. Now I got the lawyer, you good. The lawyer gonna take care of everything. Just sign right here.
Do you understand? It's a conflict of interest. It's a pretty simple thing to acknowledge. Here was my understanding of what Blueface contract and situation was, right? And WAC does a really sleight of hand right here, and I want to point it out.
What is it? It's
Money Bag Yo.
Oh,
Contract.
Here we go.
Anybody, music.
is money.
Here's the thing with academics.
Yeah.
When I talked to him, I said, have you ever done a contract with anybody musically? No. I said, what are you talking about? Well, I'm looking at Finesse. Finesse is
Now, even though the conversation that I had stemmed from Finesse, I was talking about a particular part. It's not about the 5 people in the contract. James Prince, the father's, James Prince Sr., he's listed in the contract, but really he's a manager. It becomes a conflict of interest. That's where I got this idea of conflict of interest. If he's supposed to be managed by the father, but signed to the son, why in the contract does the father, who is quote unquote going to be that's already a conflict of interest. You're managed by the father of the nigga you're signed to. Come on, like these are like kind of simple things, right? Like we're not like we don't got to be Aristotle or something, right? But whatever. Let's say that happens. When reading the contract, the father was also included as someone that was going to take percentage. Well, to me, that's double dipping. How are you the manager? And how are you also in the contract as the person that will be getting some type of proceeds from the music as if you were a label or, and this is the important part, a production company. Now, I'm going to explain to you a little bit of music shit because WAC is going to overtalk it right here. Listen to WAC.
And we all know that WAC is the manager and the label. So academics is breaking it down, specifically crushing WAC's lie.
his contract. He got 4 or 5 people. I would never allow that to happen with.
Okay, so I explained that part already, right? It's not about necessarily the amount of people. It's that some people are doing 2 different roles, but they're all claiming percentage. That's a problem.
None of my clients, because I know too many direct people.
But who is it? It's
And also the problem, even if you're saying, because somebody could make they could make the argument to say, well, JPE, which is James Prince Entertainment, he's in the contract because, you know, he's going to do management stuff, but he's just getting his money from the label. Well, no, you could do a letter of direction. And even then, that still piggybacks the artist, because you're saying that you have now signed a manager for the duration of your record deal. That seems more than a manager. That seems like a partner. A manager you should be able to fire whenever you want to fire him based on whatever deal you have. Now, maybe that includes, hey, you're going to be my manager for this entire record deal. Okay, cool, if that's what you want. But if your manager is baked in your deal that even if he's not working, he still gets paid, that seems like a partner, not a manager. A manager gets 20% off the top when he does services for you. But if your music does well, you know, and you had this deal, and whatever that comes from this deal, if he just gets paid no matter what, that sounds like a partner or an investor. But again, I'm trying to show you the sleight of hand of, you know, WAC speaking as if people don't understand, like the music industry is so complicated.
Money bag, yo.
Yo, you hear Act? He threw a shot directly at Wack with that one. He said Wack speaking as if the music industry is so complicated that people don't understand. That was a shot directly at him.
Oh, so he originally said
Mob Ties.
and then Mob Ties.
JPE, which is the dad. You got Atlantic as the mother company. So that's 4. And then him. You see what I'm saying? So his 20% is really probably 20% of a 40%.
Okay, and this is where Wack does the talking. When Wack starts doing this, you're like, well, he got to be right,
Which is really
and he's kind of right here about finesse.
like 8%. This
But now the conversation comes back to him and Blueface.
is where Act gets shut down at. He said Blueface is signed to me, right? Blueface was signed to Cash Money West.
Okay. Now, this is, I'll acknowledge I don't know the full details or all the intricacies of his business, but I'm going off what I always heard Wack say. So Cash Money West is Birdman's company, right? That's kind of ran or overseen by Wack 100, or was. I don't know if currently.
No more. We know that.
But just like how Atlantic, Uzi's quote unquote technically signed to, Uzi's really signed to Generation Now. That's called a production company. Wack 100 is leaving out a step. Yeah, Blueface is signed to Cash Money West, but my understanding is that he's signed to Cash Money West through 100 ENT, which is Wack's production company. So technically, Blueface is signed to you, and you signed his rights to Cash Money. Woo. Now, I could be wrong. I haven't seen his contracts. And,
let's just be real. Act, you right. You just broke it down specifically. And, he's going to make sure he details it even further, but he broke it down specifically. Wack is double dipping. All that, you sit on No Jumper and you think, all right, I'm going to go on this platform and expose it. And Act ain't going to be able to really say nothing. And I'm good. I'm happy that Academics didn't allow you to come on the platform and for him to try to explain it. He took the time and used exactly what you said and broke it down and pointed out the details, so it wasn't like you could overtalk him and argue with him about the situation.
You want me to go back on my trusted site? I could go back on my trusted site and pull up Blueface's name, right? We could pull up his name and, give me 1 second. I don't know. Let me go find some tracks. Hold on. I'll put it on screen when I find. What was like his biggest track? Is it like? Okay. Here we go with this. Why does it say record label unavailable? All right, it's all good. What I'm gonna do is let me do here and let me just go to Spotify yet again, right? So when I go to Spotify and let's go to Blueface.
This gonna break it down.
This is gonna, they usually are accurate and will print wherever it's coming through, which you can figure out label information there, right? So I don't know. His latest single is called Vibes, right? Vibes. Rich the Kid, DDG, and Blueface. I don't think this is. I think this is Rich the Kid's song, low key. What's the last? I want to see the last Blueface solo song to be able to see. Better featuring Stunner Girl. Okay, let's look at that. Now, you see what you see right here that says 2026 100 ENT. Ooh. That's what Spotify is acknowledging the label to be.
So, if in 2026 Spotify is identifying 100 ENT as the label, that's who Blueface is signed to. Straight up. Blueface put a song out, they wouldn't have 100 ENT on there. if that wasn't the label. They're not going to just put the label on there just to put it on there. Y'all know that we got the music that's in the background is out on Spotify. If you go look up Deezy, Set Back, Get Back, you gonna see what label that's under. So what Wack is saying, he's trying to lie and manipulate, but he didn't expect academics to go and specifically show the facts. And there's nothing that Wack can say to try to correct this when Spotify is identifying what label Blueface is signed to.
So when they're going to pay out for this song, even though it's only 142,000 views, they're going to pay 100 ENT. That's Wack 100's company. Now, granted, from what I'm hearing and kind of like, I'm kind of figuring it out, it doesn't seem like Cash Money is in the picture anymore. So I get it. Now the production company stands alone. So it's just through Wack. Right now, but right now, and this would be my argument to Wack. Your last song is dropped through a quote unquote record label that you own. How are you not his label? He could just upload this to TuneCore without you.
Yeah.
If you're not his label, it shouldn't say 100 ENT. It could say on Schoolyard Crib. When it says this, it's because it's going up through you as a label. That's how it works.
Now I'm telling you now, right? Wack 100 is not going to like that academics specifically pointed out with the proof that Blueface is signed to 100 ENT and that Wack 100 is the manager of him, so he's double dipping. He's gonna definitely try to run a campaign on academics. And this right here might go left. This right here, if Wack starts going at academics, which I hope he does, academics might reach out to Deezy and say, what you guys say about Wack? So we're going to see how this thing goes.
You get what I'm saying? It doesn't. Okay, now let's go off this assumption that Cash Money's not involved in this one, but maybe in the past one. So let's go back. Let's go back to 2024. We're going to pick a random song, but it has to be a Blueface song. We want to see how these things came out. Baby Mama. Okay, this is 2023. Perfect. Baby Mama Drama. Let's click on this song. What the fuck is this? 88601 Records DK. Okay. So what this is telling me now, right? What this is telling me, at least currently, let's go to BDD. Like, again, I'm just trying to figure out label. Okay, what label is this? 88601. 88601 Records. Now look on the song stats for this. I could tell whose label is registered to. It's distributed through DistroKid. And they've dropped TK, Cowboy, Rich the Kid, DDG. It says related artists, but it looks like it's mainly a DDG. No, not DDG. I mean, it's a Blueface label. Okay, so I don't know. That could be something else. And that's where I'm down to stand to say if I'm wrong, right? But going back, still in 2023. Oh, hold on. Sorry, Chad. In 2023, I want to make sure this is big. Pause. It says 100 ENT. I don't know. This song is a big song. So Spotify would pay out 100 ENT. Now, whether Wack considers 100 ENT a production company or a record label, it's the same thing. Usually, just colloquially, people think that the record label is the funding party, which is Cash Money if Cash Money is attached. But he's technically signed to, or normally, because I don't know what deal they really have going on, but he's signed to you. Like, for example, if Atlantic Records drops Uzi and Uzi drops a song without Atlantic, it's still gonna say Generation Now. He's signed to Generation Now. That's it. If Blueface was not signed to Wack, 100 ENT would not be on his music.
That's a fact.
Why is your record label on his music? So that's why I'm coming up with that. I haven't seen their contract, just to be clear, but I'm going off of this because let's go find some other songs. I don't know. Blue Racks. This is Better Days. Okay, this is Better Days. Is this one? Let's get to come outside. So the boys get out the way. Yeah, right here. Outside Better Days. This is 2021. Let's click on this. Here we go. Fifth Amendment. Okay, so this one. So what it appears to me is that, I don't know, maybe he's signing these like single deals. It might be single deals. See, I don't know. And this one, I stand to be wrong. Because if we keep seeing different labels, now some of this label shit is because of Bobby Billions. So Bobby Billions is on Empire and whatever. And E1, I think that's the one who distributed Blueface's record. But I'm just going off.
Well, we know that's Wax label as well. Fifth Amendment, yeah, that's Wax label as well. So Blueface, everything is filtered through Wax label and managed by Wax.
Of what we're seeing. That's it. That's it. So sometimes Blueface is dropping records coming out through what seemingly is Wax. Where was Tatiana under? Let me just look at all these big songs. Here we go. Fuck. Why can't... shit, Tatiana. I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on. Tatiana. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm just trying to look at the label information. Okay, so in 2018, there is no whack on this, right? There's no whack. And that's the first album. Then Dirtbag drops. And that's on Cash Money. So Dirtbag has Cash Money on it. So seemingly, 100 ENT is not involved yet. Then Famous Crip Reloaded drops. And who drops that? Fifth Amendment. Well, they own the rights to it, so they would obviously re-drop it. But later on, it looks like... So, again, I'm down to amend. You know, I'm not that egotistical. What it appears is that Whack 100's label came in after... Looked like Cash Money does no longer do business with Whack. It's very clear, right? Like,
that's a fact. Cash Money does not do business with Whack. Whack begged Birdman for a budget. Birdman told him, relax. We gonna do it. It never did it. You know, the big Paru that say he the biggest thing that came out of Pacoima, he can't get a budget with Birdman no more. That's over.
Like, they literally was on the second album. We don't see them since. Right? So they were here for the Dirtbag album. And after that, which by the way was a pretty good album. I like that song Bleed It. Bleed It was dope. They had Daddy with Richard Kidd. But after that, we're gonna see like Wax label, which if you're asking me, maybe single deals. So I might be digressing, you know. Maybe it's not this big ass record contract that, you know, slave deal that some people might picture that Whack got him in. But Whack is getting these single deals for him, clearly. Like some of these songs I never heard. Patience. Where does this come out of? Yeah, Fifth Amendment seems to be one of those. So anyway, it doesn't matter if it's on all the records or not. The principle is going to stand, right? It's a conflict of interest if your label is also your manager. Now, I spoke to Whack, and Whack said, yo, if I'm operating as a production company and we take something and we get a bag from a label, I don't double dip. And I want to be clear, Wax said he doesn't double dip. Which that would be unethical, even though he technically could, if he's on paper as management. Because if you're on paper as management, for me, academics, it would mean if Spotify comes with 5 million, you take 2 million, or not 2 million, but 20%, right? Which is 1 million, right? Which is, okay, cool. Then if Spotify gives it an advance, you would get 20% of whatever the advance is. But if you also get an advance yourself, that's some partnership. So that's why it's double dipping. So, you know, I hope you guys understand. I think it's pretty simple. Yo, your manager can't be a label, bro. Like, you pick one. My nigga, either you're my label or my manager. Now, granted, does Blueface and Wack seemingly may have like this different relationship where maybe Wack is just hustling and getting him like single deals in a bag? Like he might get a song that starts popping off and Wack goes to like E1. So it look like he's an independent artist. He gets a song popping off. Wack goes to E1 and says, yo, do you want, Bleed It, or you want this particular song? They say, yeah, we'll give $1 million for it. And Wack does that through his company, which is now the production company for that one song.
And Wack gets a percentage from the label and as the manager.
But necessarily he doesn't have Blueface in a long-term recording contract. I guess. But generally, the point should not be dismissed. Your record label and your manager shouldn't be the same person. Ever.
Let's just be real. We can definitely, clearly see what that is. You can see what it is clearly. Wack 100 is managing Blueface and he's getting paid through the label. Double dipping. And we're not going to look at it no other way. Because it's showing us right here. Your name, 100 ENT, your company name's on it, and you as manager. You're not going to tell us that you're only getting paid from the label and that you're not getting any money for being a manager. That wouldn't even sound right. You're going to make sure you get your cut all the way around. We already know what type of person you is, bro. And this like really exposed Wack for who he is. And it came from somebody that he was running all his narratives through. So Act gave you the opportunity to lie on all these other individuals on his platform. But when it came to you trying to lie on him, he exposed it, and it got exposed about your artist. So now, everybody's going to look at your artist as an individual that doesn't know what's going on in the contract. Straight up. And when we see this right here, right, we got to be real. This right here is exposing Wack. This ain't no game. This is exposing him. For him going to point out that his label is the one in control of Blueface's music going out, and he's the manager, we can see what it is, And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button. If you like the content, share the content. Subscribe, all that. This right here is a platform, where we keep it real and we give the people a voice as well. So, it's like family over here, If you got the courage to call into the show and give your opinion, you can give your opinion, how you feel about this situation with Wack doing what he's doing, and he's acting like he's not. He's playing games mentally, but he acting like, I'm not doing this. And then for him to act like he spoke to academics about it, and that academics doesn't know what he's talking about, and for academics to literally go and explain it in detail, Wack, you looking like a fool right now. You and Blueface. Both of y'all looking like a fool. Straight up. Both of y'all looking like a fool. Yeah. And it came from your homie Academics, man. Straight up, it came from Academics. This one was wild. And Academics, you know, a lot of times when he want to go at people and explain shit, right? He raise up on them. Straight up. He raise up on them, go ham. But in this situation, he stayed calm and broke it down in detail. Whereas though, Wack, you ain't gonna have no rebuttal to this. Straight up. It's like you can't have a rebuttal to this. Anything you say, it's like nobody's believing it. We all know you lie all the time. So nobody's gonna believe nothing you say. And everybody's gonna look at the famous Crip as a goofy for signing to your label and your management company, and he don't know what's going on. Yeah. So, and then you want to say that your legal, they know this and they take care of this. I'm sitting there saying, right, Blueface got these lawsuits, and then, you know, he got the lawsuit with Soulja Boy, baby mom, right? And Soulja Boy, baby mom got the judgment, right? Blueface say he was locked up and he didn't make the court date because he was locked up. Where was Wack 100's legal beagles when Blueface was locked up and he needed representation to go to the court on his behalf for the lawsuits? Why didn't the manager send legal representation on behalf of his artist to the court to make sure that Blueface didn't get a judgment? Straight up. I'm just keeping it real. Why wouldn't he do that? You know, Wack talk about he got this major legal team. So Blueface is locked up and you don't make sure as his manager that he has legal representation at a hearing where you know that he could get a judgment for 100 and something thousand. That don't even make sense if you got so much of a big legal team. You would have your legal team right there and ready. All right, Blueface locked up, but I need my legal team to go up here and hold it down. Brooklyn, appreciate you, baby. Appreciate you rocking with us for all this time. You know, we appreciate you, baby. You hold it down. We know you got a lot of love and we love you. Appreciate you. Where was the legal team at, though? You know, that's what I want to know. Because all that talk that, you know, Wack talk about the legal team, he talk heavy about his legal team. The legal beagle this, the legal beagle that. Why wasn't a legal beagle there to make sure Blueface didn't get a judgment? And I'm just saying, if we make it make sense, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. We got to make it make sense now. That's because Wack is all cap. Wack business affairs are all over the place. His main focus is Clubhouse. His main focus is making sure the feds get information. You know, he's at No Jumper taking somebody up there to snitch all the time. You know, the same shit. He's at no jumper, pulling up, got somebody else ready to tell on everything. He's guiding them right there. It's the same shit every time. If you haven't already smashed the like button, hit the like button, you know, and we appreciate you rocking with us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We just, you know, keeping it real though. You know, the way that Wack talks so heavy about his legal representation, his team, all the people that researched the documents and they found out this information, that information. Why would your artist not have legal representation to represent him throughout his legal affairs, regardless if he's in jail or not? You the one that's supposed to be the manager. He's signed to your label. This your bread and butter. But it shows you how selfish Wack is. Because if this is your bread and butter, you would make sure that your bread and butter got everything in order. But when you look at it, the bread and butter ain't getting toasted, ain't getting straight. Especially when it comes to dealing with Wack. And I'm just keeping it a buck. You know, his business practices are bad. And the worst thing that Blueface could have did, well, it's good on his behalf because it's exposing the contract, but it was bad for Wack because that situation that Act just did is definitely gonna make it bad for anybody. You know, for everybody to understand, it's gonna be bad for Wack, for people to understand, no, don't go sign no contract with him. Why would you do that? If you sign a contract with Wack, you know what you're gonna get. You're not gonna get what you could get by going over here to this person. This person gonna do the business right. You do it with Wack, he gonna sign you to this, sign you to that. You're gonna be giving a great percentage up to him. He gonna act like he didn't know or you not doing it. Like, come on, man. Wack know damn well he's definitely double dipping on Blueface. He double dipping on it. Straight up. He know he double dipping on it. That's a fact. You know, but Blueface gonna be hot about this one. Yeah, you can't even go back at Act. You can't go back at Act. Don't do it to yourself, Blueface. Don't do it. Leave it alone, bro. Because you're gonna get Wack to try to start running the campaign on Act, and Act gonna defend himself. Now he gonna start saying shit. You know, you put a dog in the corner, they gonna have to bite something. Yeah. And we can see now the next move. Straight up. I'm just keeping it a buck. You know, shit got real. Shit got real. We waiting to see the response from Wack on this one, because this was embarrassing. This was embarrassing to 100 ENT and Blueface and Wack. Your label's an embarrassment, you're an embarrassment, and your artist is embarrassed. It's a whole shit show. And it's not what you're portraying it to be. It's a shit show. Your label is taking advantage of your artists. You taking advantage of your artists. And your artist just over here blind, running around with a blindfold on. Don't know what he got himself into. He just working. Yeah. But you know, this is the name of the game. This is the name of the game, though. This been going on. You deal with these so-called people that are connected, that are always in the street business. You don't want to do business with them type of people. I'm just being real. You don't want to do business with people that are more concerned about the street than, you know, the real business. You know, because Wack has like a great deal of energy for what's going on in the street, who's snitching, but you don't see that energy with the artist. You don't see that energy with Blueface. Wack showed up at his so-called reality show because you know you was getting paid and you was getting R&B paid. Y'all was making money. But we don't see anything of you pushing anything for the music. None of that. We know you ain't gonna go to the concert that Blueface supposed to have because you don't want to get caught out of bounds. So you ain't gonna go to that. You just gonna keep taking and robbing the man and acting like you helping him. This how you know the type of, you know, individual Wack is and how foul he is. All you gonna do is just keep robbing the man. That shit is wild. Yeah. Blueface, he gonna be mad at Wack about this one. Like I said, if he do an audit on 100 ENT and Wack, oh, he gonna be hot. He gonna be hot. Damn, this nigga really been taking from me like that. And that's something that, you know, people gotta understand when, you know, you got managers and you sign to labels, you gotta audit them every so often to see where the money's going. You know, and I guarantee you, if Blueface did audit them and they say 100 ENT owes Blueface this amount of money, Wack wouldn't have the money to pay him. I guarantee you that. You can already see that Wack is doing business contract to contract. You know, because if you begging Birdman for a budget and you ain't got no budget, that already let it be known that you doing business contract to contract. So if they was to do an audit on you and they say, all right, you owe Blueface $1 million, Wack would shit a brick. Straight up. Wack would really shit a brick. He would be sick. It'd crush him. Yeah, you owe that man $1 million. What? I gotta do what? R&B will fill all that heat. Yeah. He'd be cussing R&B out for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She gonna feel all that heat because it's like, I gotta give him $1 million? Yeah. Yeah, you've been pocketing too much, bro. Straight up. You know, this is why you can't give nobody like the control of your paper. Yeah, you can't get nobody control of your money. Because people will do anything. Straight up. You can't give nobody control of your money. People will do anything. They'll be putting money here, putting money there. Nah, he ain't gonna miss this. We'll just keep this. He won't know nothing about this. He'll be good. Straight up. shit just being, exposed on a whole nother level though. It's being exposed on a whole nother level. And Wack can try to say what he want to deflect from this, but ain't no deflecting. You can't even deflect from this, bro. Yeah. Act broke it down direct. So it's like, whatever you say, nobody listening to that, bro. Your artist gonna have to feel it from his fans. His fans is gonna be saying this directly to him. Why you letting Wack rob you? Why you dealing with Wack? All he doing is robbing you. And all it's going to take is Stunner Girl to start calling it out, because you can already see she going to say something. She going to speak on some stuff. She don't care. She going to speak on some stuff. All it's going to take is for Stunner Girl to say, yo, Wack robbing you while they on stream or something. Straight up. I'm sure, Krishan probably was saying something to him too at one point. Like, man, Wack, he doing you dirty. Yeah. And maybe that would have been a reason that Wack really didn't like her, because she was saying to Blueface that Wack was taking advantage of it. And some guys don't like to hear, from their woman that maybe one of their peoples that they rock with is doing some slick shit. And then they people don't like the girl because she telling them, yo, he ain't right. He tried to holler at her or something. He really don't rock with you when you was over here. You know what I'm saying? So it could be. It could be conflict in there. Just keeping it a buck. Smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, man. And, shout out to all y'all, man, that be rocking with SBGB TV. I appreciate y'all, man. And hit the like button, man. If you're a member of the channel, you can put a 1 in the chat and we'll shout you out for all the members. If you enjoy the content, I hope to see you more often. Share the live so that the people can hear this, because Wack is robbing Blueface and the people need to hear this, man. Let it be heard. Wack is robbing Blueface and we all see it. Academics broke it down, put it out there. He robbed him. Straight up. Run the table. Brooklyn, Nehemiah, Miranda, C. Brown, Miss M. I appreciate all y'all, man, that be rocking with SBGB TV. Y'all know we go live every single day. And we appreciate all y'all that support the channel all the time. Too's Much. Michelle. We appreciate all y'all that be supporting the channel. Everybody that became a member. Ace. Real recognize real, man. Big facts. Real recognize real, man. We're going to continue to be solid. And if you like a solid platform that give you an opportunity to be able to dialogue with the chat and, call in to the show, you can be heard, all that, this where you want to be at. You know, it's a platform. Everybody got their own opinion. Some people might not agree, but hey, it's a platform that everybody got their own opinion. Trees. We just keeping it a buck. You know, we gotta take it back to the essence, man. Gotta take it back to the essence, man. You know, I know some of the people be hating on DZ. You know what I mean? But I don't pay attention to the haters, man. Straight up, you know, because I know some of the guys be hating. But real recognize real, man. Yeah. And I know tonight when they seen the live get up to 360, 370, shit like that, I know they ain't like that. You know? Because a lot of the jokers, you know, they count me out. Oh, man, they ain't watching DZ. Nah, I know jokers be watching. You know, I know a lot of jokers be hating. But we don't care. We going to keep rocking. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Jan Meeks, I appreciate you holding the chat down. Letting people know, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, it was up to like 380 at one point. Yeah, it was. We going all the way in. You know, I gotta take it back to the essence of how I used to be. You know, I gotta take it how I used to be. And, you know, I deviated from how I was. So I gotta take it back to how I used to be. You know, because I know the way that, you know, I dialogue with the people is authentic and it's different. You know what I mean? So I got to take it back to that. The way that I talk to the people is different. You know, it's a gift that I do have and I do understand that. You know, and everybody can't do this. You know, everybody can't speak well and talk directly to the people the way that we do over here. And I know that. And, you know, I deviated from that. So I got to get back on that regardless of how many people are in here. I got to get back on talking to the people the way that I used to. You know, because I used to do that, you know, like we did today for hours. Straight up. Talking to the people. Straight dialogue. You know. So, you know, we're going to bring it back. You know, we're going to grind regardless of how many people in here. We're going to grind. Straight up. We're going to grind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We welcome the haters and all. You know what I'm saying? The haters and all. Come on through, man. I know that, you know, some of them be watching, but hit the like button too, man. Nobody will know if you hit the like button. It'll just help the channel. You know, help the channel, man. Yeah, because we're going to grow regardless. You know, 5-10 years of this, we're going to grow regardless because I'm never stopping. So I just need them to know that I am never going to stop. Yeah, straight up. And, you know, I'll let everybody talk about things. And one thing y'all know about DZ, right? I don't rush for the content. You know, a lot of these guys, you know, they hear something because I knew what academics said yesterday early in the day. I just had some things to do. So, but you know, some people, they got to rush. I don't have to rush. I just going to come to do the content. The people that want to hear what DZ got to say, they're going to come rock with DZ. You know, if you don't want to hear what I got to say, you're not going to rock with me. You know? But y'all know I'm going to be raw and authentic, and I ain't going to be biased. Straight up. You know? But Wack looking bad out there. I ain't going to lie. Academics is homie. The one that you know, he spins the narratives through and lie on the platform and manipulate the people with the fake this, fake that. His homie exposed how he's robbing his artists. I like that though. I ain't even gonna lie. I like that. I really like it. Yeah. Big facts. You know, go check out the merch, sbgbtv.com, if you haven't already done so. If you want us to promote anything for you, email me, sbgbtv@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, man. Yeah. Big facts, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. You know, it's your boy DZ. If you would like to become a member, it's pinned at the top of the chat. You know, you can become a member for only $3.99. It's light work, man. And, you know, we appreciate you supporting the channel. You know, I go live every day, sometimes twice a day. You know, we also have another channel. If you haven't subscribed to that channel, SBGB TV Worldwide, you can subscribe to that channel as well. Mike, you know, so we just working, you know. I know it's going to take time and dedication, but, you know, we're just going to keep working. That's a fact, you know. The people that support us constantly, we appreciate you. The new people that come on board, I hope you continue to rock with us, man. Yeah. I hope you continue to rock with us, man. And that's a fact, man. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. Stay sucker free. Watch your surroundings. Pay attention to people when they show you who they are the first time. Believe them. That's who they are. If it ain't right, it ain't right. If it seems like it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Don't be second guessing yourself thinking, well, is this too good to be true? No, it's too good to be true. It's not true. It's fufafi. And that's a fact. If it's fufafi, it's fufafi. If you on Kick, share the content on Kick. I appreciate y'all, man. It's your boy DZ. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's not about the setback. It's about the get back. Nah.